Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Board Games Unlocked, and today I have a very special guest, one who has so graciously been so kind as to jump onto my channel, and that is Mike One Stop from the One Stop Co-op Shop. That's your last name, right?
It is now. Thank you.
Yep, well, I
I'll call
always
my
thought
parents and let them know after the recording.
yeah, so Mike was ever so kind to hop on and do a collab top 10 video with me. Our top 10 campaign games. This is a video that I have actually been putting off for quite some time because campaign games take so long to actually finish. I didn't want to half-ass it and be like, I've played two scenarios. Like it's number nine, you know? Um, so, I mean, Mike, I've been watching your channel. Your channel is actually one of the only channels I consistently watch.
Oh, thank you.
Mainly because we seem to share so much in common for tastes of games. Especially over the years. Like I used to be really big into like heavy Euros, heavy Vita Lacerda Euros, and while those are still good, I'm like, I don't really have fun playing these in the same way as I do the games we're about to talk about. So, uh, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I have. Mike, did you have anything you wanted to say before we jump into our lists?
Yeah, I guess I was kind of deciding where, like, what campaign games meant to me, sort of definition wise,
Hmm.
because just as a example of something I didn't include on my list, but like I guess theoretically could have. I love and I have been loving the recent cooperative Lord of the Rings trick taking games. The Two Tower ones
Okay.
just debuted at PAX and then Fellowship last year. And some people might call those a campaign because there is a story you are following and there are separate scenarios, but there is nothing that is brought over or changed from one scenario to another. So it's really just a story and scenarios, but you could very easily play scenario 12 first with nothing different. You know what I mean? So,
Yes. Yeah. I'm actually glad you brought that up because that's exactly what I was about to say was, for people who are like, what the hell are campaign games who are
right.
coming in? Yeah, exactly. Kind of what Mike said is that to me, a campaign game is a stretch of games that continue on from one segment to the next of changes that have made between each play session. But there is kind of a fine line. Like I did not include like Near and Far as a
Mm,
campaign game because while it technically has one, it's really, hey, play 10 games of Near and Far.
right, right.
And then count up everyone's point total. And I'm like, okay, that sounds miserable. Um, but but yeah, so there are those kind of edge cases. I do have one that I'm a little bit it did make my list, but it's probably as close to toeing the line as possible.
Yeah, and I have one on my list. I'll talk about this when it comes up. That is also kind of towing the line. I mean, it's very much a fairly traditional campaign game, but technically there are no choices in what you unlock scenario to scenario.
Okay.
So you could like just jump halfway into the campaign and just unlock all the stuff from the previous scenarios, and it would kind of work. I don't know. I
Interesting.
think it's still close enough. I also
Yeah.
didn't. I almost did. Actually, I'm just checking real quick and making sure I'm not lying. Yeah, I don't think I ended up including any kind of roguelite-ish board games
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, because those
like
are kind of
Dead
making
Cells
yeah, they're
and even
making the
like
waves
we say
lately.
again.
I said they're making the waves lately,
Oh yeah,
roguelike kind
yeah,
of board games. Because typically that kind of concept doesn't work to me as a board game. It's like it's a roguelike. It took, 3 hours to play a game. No, it's not.
yeah.
But they're starting to get it. But I can see why you wouldn't have included those.
Yeah, just because I don't know. I mean, like I just got Children of Morta in, and
Oh yeah,
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a campaign. You definitely
yeah.
advance. You're leveling up. You're getting new like things, but then you also like level up within. Anyway, none of this matters. We can get to the
Yep.
list.
Yep. So another quick question. Well, one, if you can't see us, that's because Zoom sucks. I can't figure out how to show us, but I promise it's the real Mike. He's here. He's not AI. I'm not some sad guy who is like, Yeah, I totally have a prolific YouTuber on my channel. Um, but the second, how many crossover do you think we'll have?
Oh man, I mean, I think I'm probably older than you, and I've been playing games a lot longer. But
That's true. You also get a lot more prototypes in. I was
sure, I
curious
was
if you
gonna
were like
say
if you had any non-released games on your list that you
no,
played.
no, I didn't
Okay.
do that. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because like back before I was doing the YouTube thing, and before we were big enough for me to like get prototype copies or review
Hmm.
copies of things, I was not the biggest campaign buyer. Like
Okay.
often when I would play a big campaign game, one of my buddies had bought it. So it is weird that I've played so many of these now only because I'm getting review copies because I'm not the kind of person that would usually spend, you know how much these a lot of the games that are probably
Oh,
going to be on here go,
yeah.
like $200, $400. Like that is
That's
not
cheap.
yeah,
What are you talking about?
that's not usually me.
Okay.
But that being said, like even though I've been gaming since too long, I honestly like looking at my list. I think campaign games have been getting better and better. So
Oh
I
yeah.
there's only maybe a couple on here that are older than like 5 years old or something. So that all being said,
Yeah.
I bet we will have. I'm going to say 3 crossover.
Okay.
I'm taking my shot.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm trying to think. I mean, it's Mike and I don't know each other. Like it's clearly this is a oh, what do they call those really unhealthy relationships where it's like
Oh,
uh I,
parasocial.
yeah, this is clearly a parasocial relationship. Mike's my best friend. Um but it's I'm trying to think of the conversation we've had through YouTube because you're very good about replying through your comment section.
Yeah,
Um
I try to reply to almost everybody,
I
or at
try
least
as
at least
well.
hearted if it's just like, "Hey, you did a good job." I'm like, "Thanks."
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly how I am. Or if they're like being an asshole, I'm just like, well, that's enough of that guy forever.
Well, yes, yes. I have a yes. Sorry, anybody hearing this that has been blocked on my channel. But if you're, I'm doing this for fun and like a little bit of extra money and just for the joy of showing games to people. So
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
I don't got time to deal with you being a total jerk.
Yeah, nope, I'm right there with you. Yeah, I think three is solid. Three, yeah,
Well, here
okay.
I'll keep track as we go, and we'll
Yep.
see how it turns out.
Okay, well, without further ado, we have Board Game Geek pulled up because it's just way easier to do. And do you want me to start or do you want to start?
Yeah. Well, why don't I start? I feel
All
like the
right,
host
yep,
should have the
yeah,
final number one.
yep, fair enough.
All right, so should I do my honorable mention first, or is that
Yes,
at the end?
yep, we do it. Nope, we do have an honorable mention starting off the list.
All right, so this is, let's see. Yes, this is the newest game on my list, which is kind of why it's an honorable mention because I need to, gel with it longer. But my number 11 or honorable mention, whatever you want to call it, is Kingdoms Forlorn. If you want to type that in.
Yep.
This is, for those who are not familiar, this is
Oh, if
from
I knew how to
the.
spell. I'm
this
like, there we go.
is from the Aeon Trespass Odyssey team. They also did, what was the space one that's coming?
Enormity.
Yes, Enormity, that's right. And Sins of Heracles is coming, all this stuff. They've been doing a lot. That big adventure games is their bread and butter. And at least for me, Kingdoms Forlorn is an upgrade over Aeon Trespass Odyssey in a lot of ways. But I want to say an upgrade in like very specific Mike focused ways. Number one, Kingdoms Forlorn is way easier to jump into a game and then take a
That's
break for
true.
a while, and also to bring in new players because it's an odd campaign for those who have not seen like my videos or anybody's coverage of the game or played the game because it is very character focused. So each of your characters has like their own little narrative booklet and they go through their quests. But then, like after you do one stage of your quest, you might do a stage of somebody else's quest, and so it's not as linear or consistent in terms of progress. You might play 5 times and only advance your own story in a single session of those 5.
Yep.
But it's quick to play. The exploration is great. The character narratives are really good. The
Yes.
leveling up is really fun. And the big thing, for those who don't know, Aeon Trespass Odyssey is heavily inspired by Kingdom Death Monster, which is also a great game. Both of those are incredibly punishing. Like you die, suck it, kind of games.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, this was your well-established character gone.
yeah, exactly. Oh, you're an awesome guy that like leveled up in all these sword fighting skills. Oh, their arm got cut off. They're dead now.
Yeah, they're in a
Whereas,
wheelchair. He sucks.
yeah. Whereas Kingdoms Forlorn is like, oh, you died? just keep going. It's fine. Like, well, get it back. So it's, again, for me, like, I don't, with me doing the channel, with me doing all the stuff I do, I don't have time, like, really for lifestyle games like some gamers do. Full. I think it's awesome when somebody can, like, play one game as their main game for years. I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Kingdoms Forlorn is better for me, but for somebody else, Aeon Trespasser or Kingdom Death might be the winner out of those three.
I was very curious if this was going to be on your list. This is one of because I have a lot of active running series on my channel. This is the one that we have put a pause on, because kind of for all the reasons you said. I actually have a video comparing with my friend Devin, who is a huge KDM fan. Maybe a year or two ago, we did a video where we compared Aeon Trespass to Kingdom Death. Then we just did a video comparing Aeon Trespass to Kingdoms Forlorn. We didn't quit the series because we think that this game needs those extra kingdoms.
Like the red whatever it is.
Yeah, the red Eshin or the bounty, and apparently there's like 6 more kingdoms planned afterwards. This game is designed to be modular, exactly like you said, plug and play. But with only 2 kingdoms out, we have seen the same kingdom.
Yep.
And we have done so many fights back to back and the loot sucks. The loot system is horrible in this game. But yeah, I do agree with you on everything you said. It's kind of like this weird dichotomy of like, why does this game not work right now? And it feels like a video game that's like in early access.
Like, yeah, or
waiting for the extra stuff.
Yeah, it needs an expansion to come to life. I mean, I'm not playing it consistently enough to feel that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I switch kingdoms every time I play, I might not see the Principality of Stone for another month, and then hey, it's quite fresh. I don't remember anything.
Exactly, and that definitely because sometimes my recording style, I record like for 10 hours, every month. So we're binge playing a lot. It feels like we're binge playing. So it definitely can grind on you for that, but I can definitely see why this would have made your list, especially as an honorable mention. Okay. Well, my honorable mention, I actually expected this game to be a little bit higher. I think it's going to be higher on yours, but as I was doing my ranking, I was actually surprised that there were a lot of campaign games that I had that really bumped this one down. It's still amazing. This is one of the campaign games I have finished, and that is Fate Forge. So this is and like you said, campaign games definitely have gotten better. I imagine these are all within the past, well, actually maybe 5 to 10 years. Fate Forge is a game that's by Mighty Boards that I kind of had a little hesitancy because I'm not the biggest fan of some of their other games, but this one has such a fantastic kind of like play style whenever you are just coming into a session. It's so quick to get in. They found ways to make a lot of things really simple whenever you're going through. It's just like, hey, put these tiles down real quick. Here's your character. Roll these dice, which normally whenever it's dice resolution, I'm like, this is gonna suck. And
you don't like dice and you like campaign games?
Dude, I know.
You're punishing yourself there a little bit.
I need to go to therapy. But because it's like normally there's an interesting system of like randomness in games where it's like it's kind of when that randomness hits. If I can roll the dice like in Fate Forge and see what I can do, now I can plan. Versus here's what I want to do. Let's see if the dice let me do it.
Right. You like the input randomness instead of the output randomness.
Yes. Oh man, I didn't know there was a term for it.
Yeah. Input is like you draw cards and you do something with them. You roll a dice and then you use them as actions.
Yes.
Output is like the randomness determines how your action is resolved. You pick what to do. You roll a d20.
Yes, 100%. I hate that. But yeah, with Fate Forge, you're utilizing different decks that are based off the the cards and skills that you have. And man, it is just so clean of a game. The different characters, they're your standard, you know, D&D style. You have a bard, you have a sword and board character, you have a swashbuckler, which in my campaign I played the Dex character, the one who could swap between two different
Oh, the
modes.
noble, yeah, they're pretty awesome.
Yeah. Um, and then I also really liked its initiative system. The fact that you would kind of get to see when each player can act. And it's like, oh, well, some enemies are going to interrupt. You don't know who, but then after all that, all the enemies are going to go in a particular order. Uh, yeah, I really, really enjoyed this one. The only thing that actually bumped this down as an honorable mention, I hate how they implemented their expansion.
Oh,
I think the expansion is good, but I wish it was as part of the main story because it's narratively it's kind of weird. We leave with this whole, the Khan who's like, I'm a god trying to become a god, and we're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, now we're gonna go do this whole other side mission,
when
but it
they
doesn't.
and they also have you like, there's no way to, unless I'm remembering, there's no way to port over your characters. Like you could make the same character, kind of, but you,
Yes,
yeah. I
yes,
mean, that was a pro and con for us. Because I was getting like a little, how it is when you play the same character for hours and hours. I was like, yeah,
hmm
let me try out a new class and all new skills and see how this is. But yes, I totally see your point.
yeah. And then they came out with another expansion, or they're coming out with one. I know you've covered it on your channel, and I'm like, that's cool, but why is it not attached to this main story at all? It's so weird to me. Um, I mean, it's kind of a minor gripe, but yeah, it was big enough that it bumped this game back. It's still because very few of the campaign games I actually have on my list are like I have fully completed
Hmm.
because they
Hmm.
take so long. This one, it actually has choices and it takes no time at all to finish a
Oh
campaign.
yeah, it's punchy. My son and
Yeah.
I. By the way, I might talk about this game later, but my my 13-year-old, he's been my main Fate Forge player for since it came out, basically. We replayed all of Act One and half of Act Two in 2 mornings at PAX Unplugged this past weekend. So
Wow.
like we got through one and a half, or I guess halfway through the campaign, the
Yeah.
full like main campaign in probably 3 hours of play, 4 hours of
Yeah.
play. So it's a punchy campaign.
It's so quick. I mean, a couple things. They have an app. My bummer is that they have music and stuff, but no audio voice acting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it's a lot of reading.
It's so
However,
much reading.
it is a lot of reading, and
And all
it's like
these words you don't know how to pronounce. It's like Eosaphir,
yeah,
Kurkurokral, like, okay, whatever.
yeah. You just it's fantasy, just mumbo.
Yeah.
I love the setting. I think it's unique. It's like a fantasy Middle Eastern kind of vibe that
But
I get.
apparently there's a whole, I didn't realize this when I first played it, but I found out later. It's like a whole popular RPG system. So
Oh, okay.
that's why there's so much lore and why it kind of feels like a exposition dump sometimes when you're playing the board game. Because like
Gotcha.
if you're a fan of the RPG, you probably know all this stuff already.
Yeah, exactly. So, the setup is quick, and yeah, like Mike said, you can just jump in, and it allows you to replay, make different decisions, play a different character, play the same character, and do different build. It really does a lot of things super well. Um, and I mean, it only gets better from here because this is our number 11. Uh, but yeah, one thing I mean, I hope that they integrate more. I'd still love to see more expansions. Um. And yeah, that's my number 11.
Awesome. Well, my number 10, this one is not one I would have included if you had asked me a year ago. It's not necessarily like a super new game, but it is Resident Evil 1, or just Resident Evil, the board game, is probably what you want to be looking
Resident
up.
Evil, this one, the one 2023.
Yes, yeah, that's
Okay.
it. So this is from Steam Forge Games,
Ooh.
and I played some of Resident Evil 3, and it was pretty good. Resident Evil 2 came before that. It's been a very odd order they've done the games. But Resident Evil 1 is, for me, the best version of the system. It's a cool system. It's a really cool campaign. And yeah, disclosure, my 10-year-old, my youngest, he does not play board games with me pretty much ever. He's kind of anti board games a
Like,
lot of the time.
God, Dad, you're not cool.
Yeah, but he, for some reason, maybe I'm a bad dad for playing these with him, but he loves Resident Evil, 10-year-old self. So we've played a ton of Resident Evil. Now, also disclosure, I played the game a whole bunch on my own, but with my 10-year-old, he didn't like how hard the game was, and he's seen me play the video games, and they have infinite rocket launchers and stuff once you beat
Yeah.
the game. So I just gave him a rocket launcher. They have it in the game. Why not? So he can just rocket launch anybody that's bothering him. They die in one hit. So, the game's a little bit easier that way,
That's
but it's
fun.
fun for the 10-year-old.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is, it's like a tile exploration game. If you're familiar with the video game, either the remake or the original, I played both back in the day. It very closely follows it. Like, you're fighting the same bosses, you're doing some of the same like puzzles and things. It's got a really interesting system in that, and it's it's very true to the theme in that you like want to attack, but not too much. Because each
Okay.
time you attack, you make like everybody else come towards you, and if you're not using a good weapon, you might not kill them anyway. Because zombies are pretty spongy and tanky, so often you're like running away from things or closing doors to block them off of you and stuff, which is again very on brand for Resident Evil, and it's very fun. But then also like the campaign system is cool. If you leave too many zombies after a scenario, like your threat will ramp up, and like the deck of cards that kind of control the enemies get worse and worse as the campaign goes along. And then also you're getting your weapons and you're getting ammo, and in that survival horror like vibe, you're like who gets the shotgun, who gets the grenade launcher. Oh no, we ran out of extra grenade launcher bullets. So it hits in a slightly nicer way. It hits like a lot of those core Resident Evil things. And I don't know if you're a video gamer, Seth, but I
Oh,
I
yeah.
am majorly. So
Yep.
it's an amazing video game adaptation, and it's just a really cool, intense campaign system, and it's a lot of fun. And like the base game cuts out some of the content, but if you get, they had like two expansions that kind of fill out everything and all the bosses, like the giant snake and the giant tarantula spider guy and
Nice.
all that stuff. So yeah, it's a good time. Although again, if I wasn't playing with my 10-year-old, it probably wouldn't have made the top 10. But that
Yeah.
little, there's several games on here that are going to get a bump just because my family likes them. So
I was definitely curious because I don't have kids, and or so that like all my campaign games I play with friends of mine. So I was gonna. That's why I was like, we might not have as many crossover
yeah,
for that reason, but I mean, it wouldn't be an interesting video if we had literally the same games every single time.
it
Uh,
wouldn't.
yeah, to answer your question, I definitely play a lot of video games. I'm very excited for RE9.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, so
Requiem.
we just again with the kids, although this one was a little bit rougher than I thought. I was like, oh, maybe you guys should go away for a little bit. We just I had not beaten RE7, so I went back and beat RE7.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna do Village next, and then
Nice.
set up for RE9. We've played through. They've seen 1, 2, and 3 and 4.
Have you,
My
did
my
you do the 2 and 4 remakes?
yes, and the
Okay. Oh,
remakes.
they're
The
so
three,
good.
the three, yeah, they only saw 2, 3, and 4 remake, and the one remaster, whatever it was,
Yeah.
in like 2015 or whatever. Um, my 10-year-old and I are in the middle of a Resident Evil 5 playthrough because that's the co-op one,
Okay.
and then 6 is the only one I'm like, nah, we're just not even like.
Oh yeah, don't even bother. I'm surprised you're even doing 5.
But I mean, if he didn't want to play it, it didn't have the fun co-op stuff. I
Yeah,
probably wouldn't.
that's
But
true.
and it's still not good. Like even after
No.
playing, I'm like, this sucks. And he's like, yeah, it's not great. And we just keep playing because whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, my girlfriend and I have like a running list of games that like she'll watch me play. We went through Dead Space, we went through Silent Hill 2.
Oh
We
yeah.
just finished Silent Hill F.
Oh, I want to
Um,
play. That looks amazing. Sorry,
it is
everyone
really good.
listening who's not a video gamer. Sorry that we're just going off on a tangent of
Yeah,
like
that's
horror games here.
They're popping off. Silent Hill F, at first we were kind of like that was pretty good, but then we actually looked up the story, like the lore behind it, and it bumped
Hmm.
it up. It was like, oh, it all makes sense now.
Okay, that's good to
So
hear.
it's a really awesome setting. And then, um, yeah, like I, the RE2 and RE4 remake
Oh.
are amazing.
So
they're so
good.
good.
So good.
So yeah. Well, I was actually not expecting this on anyone's list because it's Steam Forged.
I don't love a lot of their stuff. The Resident Evil series is probably, for my money, the best game series they've ever made.
Okay, that's interesting because the only one I've even thought of getting from them that wasn't because they picked up Six Siege,
Yep.
From Mythic. Yeah, Mythic. Yeah, and I'm like, well, hopefully they don't change anything. But yeah, and then Monster Hunter is
Yeah, well,
another.
Monster Hunter is good, clean fun. Like I
Yes.
like other boss battlers better, but it's a solid system. It's nice to quick at the table. It's a good one.
Yes. Okay, well, good deal. So, my number 10, this is actually the oldest game on the list, but probably not that old. And I'm kind of cheating because I'm including three of these games. And I'm curious if you thought of this, and that is Pandemic Legacy.
Yeah, I'm not as big a fan of Pandemic,
Okay,
just in general. There are a few legacy games I almost included, and I think they totally count for the campaign thing. But no,
good
yeah,
deal.
if I picked one, it would be season one, which I'm guessing is what you're talking
Yes.
about.
Yes, that's the one I have written down, but I think season two and season zero is a fantastic trilogy. Although I don't well they kind of connect. Very
Yeah, well,
loosely though.
definitely no spoilers, but season one and season two 100% connect
That is
with.
true.
I
Uh
I I didn't finish season zero, so I don't know
yeah.
if it connects more than I
I,
was aware.
I mean no one's gonna be able to see it, but but like that right there, if you can see I
Yeah,
made a
I see it.
shadow box of season
Yep.
zero.
Yeah, my buddy Steve from the Co-op Guild, he did the same thing, I think, for season one.
Yeah, and I plan on doing it for season one and two. But yeah, kind of like my friend Brad, he also doesn't like Pandemic, and his wife has really been into legacy games, and I'm like, dude, it's like it starts off as Pandemic, but then it radically changes. This is what every legacy game wishes it could be. No one has hit the nail on the head like Pandemic
Mm,
Legacy, in my opinion. Uh, and just the story is really solid. The actual legacy elements kicked off that genre that I mean the craze is pretty much dead. No one does legacy games anymore, and if they do, they're green legacy,
yeah.
where it's like, hey, you don't really destroy anything, which is all part of the fun. Like that was,
Sure.
I mean, and back, I remember when this came out. Oh, this is 2015. I thought it was a little bit later than that. 10 years ago? Jesus
Wow.
Christ. Um, wow. Man, that always throws me for a loop. Um, but that completely threw me off my rhythm. The experience you got from playing this. I remember when everyone was like, "How can you destroy cards? You'll never be able to play it again." And it's like, look, you get 12 games in a session, assuming you win every single one of them, which you're
Yep.
not going to. So at the very least, you get 12 to 24 games at about 2 hours each for a $60 game.
Yep.
Like you get your money's worth. And besides, anyone who complains about I'll never get it, I'll never be able to play it again. They probably have 800 games in their collection. They're not
Yeah,
playing
that
it
they've
again
played
anyway.
twice. Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I'm not
So
against like Legacy is not my favorite, but I definitely have no hang-ups about like the
yeah.
value of it.
Yeah, and just I mean it is 10 years old. It still completely holds up. I don't want to spoil anything, but anyone who played this knows October sucks. It's the worst month, but season 1 I'd still probably say season 1 is my favorite, but that's probably because it was the first.
Mm,
Um and hell, I mean even if you look at it, take it for with a grain of salt, but it's still at number 2 on BGG after 10 years. Number 1 in thematic, number 3 in strategy.
yep.
I don't know if anyone actually takes these and they're like, "Wow, that's a impressive accolade," but uh, it's just amazing. And I've done multiple campaigns of this with different groups, and you just get different decisions. In fact, the last time I was doing this with one group, we were doing really well keeping the thing contained, and one guy was like, "I want to do something different," and his decision caused the disease to spread over into North America, and we were furious. And it's like when you think back, that's that's thematic. Some idiot was like, I don't need to wear a mask. Oh, cool. Great. Now it's rampant.
Yeah, a little too
It's
thematic.
I know, God. Who knew that 5 years after this game came out, we'd be dealing with our own situation? Yeah. So again, I don't want to spoil too much. But if you're looking to buy them, I actually think you can play them in number order, season zero, then one, then two,
Mm.
and you'll have a complete trilogy with your own unique game that no one else has, and you don't get that. You really don't get that in games anymore.
Yeah, I
So,
should maybe just buy a copy to play with my kids.
you
Right
know,
now we're playing the Isla Nublar Jurassic World Legacy game. And
oh yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah. I
that's
think I
actually
remember.
way better because I had heard some pretty negative things when it first came out, but we're having like a super good time with it, and it's really
Awesome. Yeah, I
solid.
think Dice Tower
Yeah, Dice
really
Tower kind of
hated it.
pooped on it, and they're big enough that it kind of soured a lot of people on it. But now, I mean,
Yeah.
and also it's on Amazon for like $30 right now, so can't beat that deal just for the dinosaur minis alone.
Yeah, I mean exactly. So I think Legacy games should make a comeback, but because I know my buddy just finished the Ticket to Ride Legacy, and he
Hmm.
said that was a lot of fun. And then he asked me, he's like, "Is Sagrada Artisans Legacy?" I'm like, "I guess." I'm like, I mean, it's a great game if you like coloring, but but yeah, I guess it is. And then because his wife doesn't like co-op games. And then,
Mm.
but she brought up Iridia because she saw it was Legacy. I'm like, in the loosest sense,
Yeah, I wouldn't call it really a legacy.
I would, yeah. I'm like, wow. Then, yeah, I guess, geez, I guess anything is considered
All of
Legacy.
these games on our list are legacy then.
Yeah, Seventh Continent Legacy game because you discard cards from a card tray. I don't know. Anyway, that is my number 10, the Pandemic Legacy trilogy.
All right, my number nine. This one maybe will show up for you, or at least one of them, is Tainted Grail, specifically the Kings of Ruin.
Ooh, the newest one.
Yes. So
Nice.
Tainted Grail, this is Awakened Realms before they went full AI with the art stuff and pissed me off. No, I mean,
I
there's,
because I was wondering about it because I looked it up because I just got Grim Covenant
yep, yep.
and I was like, do they actually use AI? According to their statement, they say they use it as a concept, but they have a
Yeah,
team
no,
of
I talked to them deeply. They do more than that. If it was just a
really
concept, that might have.
interesting.
And they're very nice people. I'm not trying to
Hmm.
everyone can make their own choices. I don't cover
Yeah,
stuff, but yeah, no, they said, and they've been caught. Like it's kind of obvious,
interesting.
they'd been caught with things that were clearly just AI, and they were like, "Whoops, guess our humans didn't fix that when we did it all
They have a
human."
whole
Anyway,
they have a whole team of artists that actually fix the AI stuff.
no, I mean I think that's where they're at now. But anyway, all that being put aside, Tainted Grail, Kings of Ruin, awesome game.
Yeah.
I like the original Tainted Grail pretty well. This is like an overland adventure one. When you get into combat, it's a card-based system, but it's mostly like a lot of exploring and narrative reading. And really well done, really good stories, beautiful art, really interesting. It's like a riff on King Arthur, like dark, corrupted King
Yeah,
Arthurian
it's like
legend stuff.
Dark Souls King Arthur.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Kings of Ruin, though, was a, for me, drastic upgrade because I ain't got time to grind, is my
Okay.
mantra when it's board games. And uh, the original Tainted Grail had you grinding for food. It had this system with these things called menhirs that would, like, go out if you waited too long. And then if you wanted to backtrack, which the game forced you to do pretty dang frequently, you
Hmm.
would have to grind for resources to relight the statue to backtrack. It was painful to the utmost.
Yeah.
Kings of Ruin gets rid of basically all of that, made it a much smoother experience, it let you get to the good stuff, the combat, the exploration, the narrative faster. And I think it's probably my favorite Awaken Realms game overall.
Ooh,
Really, really like
okay.
it.
Yeah, I have everything Tainted Grail, but I have this issue where I buy a bunch of campaign games and then realize I have like three friends. I'm in my early 30s, and you quickly realize, oh, all my friends are either married, have kids, and I need to find people who don't have kids to find any time to get these campaign games played. But the second to that is I like to record them. Like my channel has
Yeah.
kind of morphed into this Let's Play channel, is how I describe it, for board games. So I don't really like playing campaign games if I'm not recording it.
Mm.
And so it's on the back shelf. I have everything for it, and I just really want to jump into it. Um,
When I will
But
say, whenever you jump in, I believe, I'm not 100% on this, but I think when they did the Kings of Ruin print, they also did like an update of the rules for the original game that kind of back maps some of the grind reducing rules into the
oh, okay.
original. Like I think you don't need to spend food every night anymore, which is something they added to Kings of Ruin. So I think
Awesome.
even if you play the original, you can have a much smoother, happier experience now than you would have when I was playing it.
Okay, okay, yeah, because I was gonna ask is how often do you stay like true blue to like games like this? Because theoretically, I mean, if you're playing regular Tainted Grail, you could be like, yeah, I'm not relighting this menu. I'm
I
just
absolutely in the original one. I just cheated. Yeah, I was like, whatever.
yeah,
Yeah, I had so many house rules by the end.
oh, I know. Yeah, I mean, especially with campaign games, it like if especially if it doesn't have a fail forward system like Gloomhaven, if it's like, oh, you lost,
Yeah,
redo
I'm
it. I'm
like,
like,
no, we did it. I'm
yeah,
not playing the
right.
exact same scenario. Like, I got it. I fought some rats.
Yeah.
Great. Let's go.
Yeah, I will only reset like a scenario if it's like within the first 10 minutes we lose. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
No,
we didn't waste
I'm
any
the same
time.
way. Yeah. If games don't have fail forward, I just make it fail forward anyway.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's gonna be on your list. It was in consideration for mine, but the new Stalker game, funny enough,
No,
by Awakened
I didn't get
Realms.
that. That's
Um,
right when I stopped covering their stuff. Like I did a preview for it, but I never got the final version.
okay. Yeah, so I've been playing that, and it's basically every mission you fail, up, try again. I'm like, no way. This was 3.5 hours. I'm
Oh
absolutely not.
God. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I am amazed, like with because I remember the controversy with Awakened Realms, and obviously this is not a discussion we're gonna have, but yeah, at how it really hasn't affected their company at all. I guess it just might be one of those things you either care deeply about or not really enough.
Yeah, and that's fine. Yeah, I'm
And
not
to each their
trying to
own.
tell anybody else what to do with their money. I'm
Yeah,
just
exactly.
what
So
I'm doing with my channel and my time is what I'm doing.
yep. Nope. I am right there with you. So I'm glad to see this get some love though, because I feel like no one talks about Tainted Grail anymore. Um,
Well, they just can move on to the next big Awakened Realms game because they do a lot of them, and a lot of them are pretty amazing designs.
they really, really are. And you can actually kind of see Awakened Realms design in their games. Like kind of like how
Yeah.
CGE, you're like, this is a CGE game. You could be like, this is an Awakened Realms game. So they're pretty awesome.
Hmm.
All right. My number nine is it's either maybe you didn't consider it, which I would kind of be shocked, or this is your number one, 100%. And this is Arkham Horror, the card game.
I hate that game.
You're like you just yeah the film what was it, Film Fatale, that sides hated it.
Actually, well, I didn't like that. That
I
is
know.
true. I actually didn't like that one,
I was
and I didn't. It is funny. I didn't love the last full campaign either. So
that's
so
uh-oh.
two of the rare strikes again, and it's right before they restart with the new core set. So who knows where
That's
things are going?
I really want to know your opinion on that. But
Well,
yeah, I
maybe if it's
was
on my list, I'll talk about it later.
yeah, we I was driving and I was actually listening to your thoughts on the Film Fatale because I have it. Look, as you can see on my screen, this is a 10 out of 10 game. It's always weird when I actually pull these up whenever or when I do my top 100. If I have a 10 out of 10 game at like number 20, it's like, why is that not in your top 10? Because not all things are created equal. Um, Again, I absolutely love this game. I have an entire tattoo sleeve of like that's inspired by Lovecraft.
Hmm.
Um, I like the any game that comes out that's like Lovecraft inspired. I'm like maybe not the person, his world. uh, I just am all in. I absolutely love it. So this game oozes theme, and they have so much content for it that it is kind of overwhelming. It is only at number nine because it never hits the table for me.
Hmm.
Um, I don't play it solo. I don't do a lot of games solo unless it's for my channel because I play a lot of video games. So I'm not like, oh, let me play a board game by myself. That's just not how I pass time. But I have done, God, how far? What was the one I passed to Carcosa, I think is as far as I've made it.
Okay.
And that's like six campaign boxes behind, it
Yeah, I
feels
was gonna
like.
say. I think Carcosa was there was
Third.
Core and then Dunwich and then Carcosa. That's only the second.
Oh wait, no, no, oh sorry, the forest one. Um,
Oh, Forgotten Age?
Forgotten Age. I got to that one.
Okay, that's
I
yeah. I
couldn't
think
remember.
it's third.
That's
I
the third one,
believe.
yeah. Because then I think it goes Dream Eaters.
Yeah, I actually haven't finished Dream Eaters. There's
Okay.
like 2 or 3 in the middle that I never played.
Yeah.
But then I've done most of the rest.
And it's crazy. I have everything for this game except the Barkham Horror because that's like
Oh, yeah.
$800 to get.
I think I did get a copy of it, and then I gave it to somebody as a present before
Oh,
I realized
that's
I could have
nice.
sold it for a lot of money.
You're right. You could have pretty much sold it for the whole collection. Yeah. So, I mean, I have two major Arkham games in my collection, not counting Cthulhu Death May Die, even though that
Mhm.
would be as one. Eldritch Horror and Arkham Horror. Those are pretty much the epitome of anything Lovecraft. The deck building aspect of this game is awesome. The one thing I wish they did, which I tried, I wish heroes carried from campaign to campaign. Um, I tried that after I did the core box. I moved them into Dunwich. You are too insane. You are too horrified. Like,
Well, yeah, I was
we
gonna say most, unless you get like one of the really nice endings, which are few and far between. Most of the campaigns will give you. It's like, yay, you stop Cthulhu, take 4 mental trauma. And it's like, yeah,
yeah,
that's fair. I understand that.
yeah. My first campaign, I played as Roland, and pretty much halfway through Dunwich, I spent the first 10 rounds just drinking alcohol to lower my starting sanity. And I'm like, this dude, like, this guy is like one straw too many before he's about to just off himself. And yeah, so we quickly realized we couldn't do that. And I mean, they have so many characters with so many different strategies and dynamics. And even if it's a deck builder, this is one of the few games where you actually get to basically make a build out of thousands of cards. In fact, I actually bought, I think I have five leather bound journals
Oh,
with like
wow.
those card sleeves in it. Actually, hold
Yeah,
on here.
yeah.
I can at least show you one of them. Um, Other people won't get to see it because again, Zoom sucks. But Mike
This is
will
basically a
appreciate this.
podcast now, so that's cool.
That's true.
Oh my God, that's beautiful, man.
I
If
didn't
only
make
y'all could see this. It's so
Uh,
nice.
but it has like all the like the characters in it
Yeah.
and all the different
That's a lot nicer than my like PCW or whatever that company is, white cardboard boxes full
Oh
of
yeah,
cards.
yeah. Hey, I bet you yours is easier to organize though because
Well, mine are alphabetized by like aspect. So
Yeah.
I do all my deck building on ArkhamDB.com and then use
Oh,
the
that's
app to
smart.
like link it in, and then I just go and find the alphabetical
I might
cards.
have to do that because anytime a new set comes in, I have to do that painstakingly move all the the cards over.
Mhm.
But it yeah, this is easily one of the best. The only reason it's not hitting the table again is I want to record. I kind of want to go back and redo the videos that I do have on the channel because it had been so long. But yeah, this will be talked about later, I'm sure, unless you're like, this isn't a campaign. Even though I think it completely is, even though it's not a long running, every single box set connects to one another, which is
Yeah, I
actually
mean,
kind of nice
you get
thematically.
usually 8 scenarios in a row. That's certainly campaign enough for
Yeah,
me.
and they've gotten way more in depth, especially because I've watched your videos on like Hemlock Vale and what was the last one that they just
The
did?
Drowned City, I think it was.
Yes. Yeah, your coverage of those, even though I skip around because it's like I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm like,
Of course,
I'm
of course.
usually I wait till your final thoughts, which yeah, again has been I hated this one. It's like, uh-oh.
I mean, I have opinions. Everyone's got opinions.
Right.
Mine are not more correct than anybody else's.
Right. So yeah, that's my number 9, Arkham Horror, the card game.
All right, my number 8 is probably the weirdest one on my list. It's Isla and Something Shiny. So this
Oh
is
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So this is a
EILA.
like
Right.
yeah,
Yep.
EILA, correct. This is a narrative. I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe if you haven't seen it. It's 5 chapters plus a like prologue. The story's told pretty much entirely like non-verbally through pictures, these beautiful pictures. Yeah, there's the plushie that I never got, and my kids are very sad that I never got.
Oh man, that sucks. They this is actually one of the few companies who sent me a prototype
Oh, nice, yeah.
and they
No,
sent me the plushie and then my dogs got a hold of it.
they're-
And I'm like, well, that's gone.
but yeah, so the story's great. Well, I love the story, I should say. And my kids, I did play through this with my kids with like a little bit of censorship because there is some like not kid friendly stuff in there. I played through with my wife. Again, that whole family factor. I love the story. They all love the story. It's not going to hit for everybody. It kind of goes in some directions that might piss some people off. I know it pisses some people off in my Discord. Um,
Interesting.
it's also very much, I'm a choose your own adventure guy from way back in the day. Like that was huge for me. And I would always like play through them over and over until I got the best ending. Isla's very much has that same energy very much. So if you don't have that mindset and you want to get the best ending after like a single play, you don't want to kind of like find the choices and the options that get you to the best ending over multiple plays, you might not enjoy it as much. But yeah, it's really cool. It's most similar to Paleo for anybody who's played that, one of my favorite games. In that, like, you have kind of this central deck that you're dealing out and going through each round or whatever you want to call it, day. But you are modifying that deck and kind of leveling things up and changing things, and that's how the story progresses.
Okay.
Yeah, so I love this one. Again, it's been hit or miss. Like for some people, I know it's one of their favorites. For others, they absolutely had a terrible time with it. But I think it's great.
Yeah, this is one I've been very curious about because, like I said, they sent me the prototype. It was like maybe the first chapter. And I was like, I don't even remember if I have a video on mine because I was like, look, I'm like a single guy, like with no kids or anything. This feels like it's more family oriented.
Yeah, I mean, you will see it is not at all.
That's
Even like getting into
insane.
chapter two, like
That
and it really people like that also piss people off because it almost feels like a bait and switch.
okay.
Um, Although again, like it's kid appropriate if you just like if you play through it first on your own, which is what I did, and then just you're like, ah, don't worry about that card and move on real quick.
Wow. That
But yeah, like
blows
it,
my
it goes to
mind.
some dark places. The kind of ending story is pretty dark without spoiling anything.
Okay, because I
So
was
yeah,
thinking
like
this was like
people.
stuffed fable
Oh yeah,
with
no, I mean it looks like it, and like it's got cute little plushie. Yeah, they definitely. I don't know, but good game.
int okay, so it is like okay, so is this oh it's from Ice Makes. They did
Yes.
Terrorscape.
Correct. Yeah, so
Uh
you can already see where their passion lies.
yeah. So is this one of those games that I mean it's again not gonna be applicable to me, but like that it touches on dark themes that is used as a learning point. That it's like, hey, by the
No,
way, child, this is how the real world
no,
is.
no,
No,
no.
it's
It
just
it
like,
is
by the way, here's some really dark, fucked up shit.
no, it is entirely an adult story that just happens to
Wow,
have kiddie art sometimes.
that is insane.
Now you're
I
like in
need to.
indentured servitude in the mines.
My
Your
God.
best friend can die. Like it's harsh.
Jeez.
It's straight up harsh. Yeah, trust
All
me.
right, I need to get my own copy. But it feels like okay. So oh, it's solo.
Yeah, it's so what we do is this is how I play a lot of solo games. We just like take turns being the boss. You know what
Okay.
I mean? And yeah, it's much easier to get now because North Star Games took over the U.S. distribution and made like a new edition. So now it's
Oh, okay.
actually
It's all
like it used.
censored. It's like whenever Funimation or
No, no,
Fourth
it's
Fourth
the exact.
Channel.
As far as I'm
Definitely.
aware, I think they made it basically exactly the same. I think they may have made like one puzzle a little bit easier because it was kind of janky in the original.
Okay.
But no, it's basically the same thing.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll have to get my own copy and see what all the fuss is because, yeah, I had heard that it got dark, but I'm like, oh, what?
Oh,
Like,
it gets dark. It gets darker than you think.
wow. Well, I think there's something to be said about having that in games, like a darker theme
Oh,
without it being,
absolutely.
uh,
Well, you and I both like Lovecraft, so we're already in the right headspace.
that's true. Um, which, funny enough, this page right here that everyone can see is advertising my number 8, and that
Oh,
is
yep, I see
Oathsworn.
it. That was
It,
just out of my list. That was like
oh,
13 for me.
I
Great
was
game.
I was curious as to how many boss battlers. I mean, that could be its own list because I remember when KDM came out, and I hated Kingdom Death Monster for the longest time until Gambler's Chest came out and they basically fixed everything for it. Um, but
Yeah,
I
so
was
you
like,
only had to spend like $1,000, and then it was finally good.
yeah, luckily my friend is the one spending thousands of
There you
dollars,
go.
so
There you go. That's the way to do it.
I finally get to reap off of his rewards. Like he gets to play all my campaign games. But yeah, I was like, there needs to be competition, and now there's a ton of competition. It's like basically every 5 seconds a new boss battler is coming out, and I am 100% for it But Oathsworn is actually one of the few that is a campaign game, and it does this really interesting gimmick, is what I'm pretty much gonna say, where all of the bosses come in these mystery crates.
Hmm.
So as you're going through each chapter, and there's like 21 chapters, all the chapters are broken up into a story segment and then the boss fight, which is really really well done. The story is amazing. The world is really enticing. It's grim dark gothic horror. Everything sucks about this world. I don't know why anyone would even try to continue living in this. Um, but so the writing is really well done, and the voice
Hmm.
acting is done by
Oh,
the guy who plays Jorah Mormont. No,
Mormont. Yeah, he's so
yes,
good.
and he kills it. I don't know how they got him. They must have. It's like, hey, this is my buddy. He happens to be in Game of Thrones. Uh, and he just had a weekend where he just wanted to read, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really gripping. Now some people might not like it. I don't mind it myself, but like, there's no choices. Well, there are pseudo choices, but it's really what
Yeah. But
token do
then
you
then
get?
you end up in the exact same place,
Yeah,
basically.
there's never a chance where you're not going to fight the same boss each chapter. But um the gimmick is really really cool. One of the best experiences of like, man, what are we going to fight? You're always thinking about next session, like what could it possibly be? And then it's not anything that you actually considered. Now on repeat plays, again, this is a 10 out of 10 game for me. It's not higher because on repeat plays, you do lose a little bit of
Yeah.
that mystery element, which is kind of, it's like that's the pros and cons of the way they did it. The gameplay though is immaculate. They with that cool. It's not really a cooldown system, but that rotation of cards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and this does probably my favorite co-op system where the players' actions are interwoven. It's not like my turn, oh, Mike's turn, oh, this person's turn. It's I'm gonna do this so that you can now do this, and because you're doing that, it can hop back to me to do something. It's just in any free flow, system of what the players want to do, all while you are knowing exactly what the boss is going to do, and that is really cool because it doesn't make the game any easier, which is just really intense balance of a design to be like, I know that the monster is going to do this, but somehow we're still getting dicked on. Like it is crazy. And I also love the fact that like how you kill the bosses is through breaking body parts, and there's a decision to make of that where it's like, well, we're gonna have to break a body part to win, but when we do, we know the boss is gonna interrupt any action and do this
Hmm.
card. So how do we eat this? And this company also completely fixes any type of random element. Hey, you want to use cards? Use cards. You want to use dice? Use dice. You want to do both? Do both.
Yep.
And it's awesome. I'm actually having my minis being professionally painted right now.
Nice.
Um, so yeah, this one is an amazing experience. And the design, I don't know if it was the designer or someone who worked for it, actually commented on our final discussion video for it. One, thanking us for covering the game, but he was basically saying, oh yeah, there is definitely more Oathsword coming. We just it takes time. Like
Oh yeah.
and I'm like, I don't care how long it takes. I'm just happy there's more coming because they have that Avalon game that is coming out that's kind
Yeah.
of like almost feels like a filler while they
Yeah.
design more Oathsworn. So very excited to see more content of this. And I hope it's in a different region. I hope it's like this was the
Sure.
Deepwood. Now it's like the frozen waste or something generic like that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
How many like tentacle trees can you deal with in
exactly.
one
Or
game?
that cool like iron like wire that's like, hey, if you
Yep.
want to
Yep.
survive,
Yep.
hold on to this. It's like it's so good. This game is amazing. So that's my number 8.
Nice. My number 7 is Tales from the Red Dragon Inn.
I thought this was gonna be higher.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. You know what's the honest reason that it's a little bit lower, even though it is probably it's like in my top 3 or 4 like tactical combat games, like sort of role-playing tactical combat games, is because the campaign aspect is pretty minimal. To explain what I mean, like you read a continuing story with the characters in the game, and it's fun. It's interesting. Um, and it takes you through the scenarios. You know, you read a story, and then you play a scenario. You read a story, then you play a scenario.
Hmm.
But there's no like branching. There's no exploration. You always get this is one I was mentioning at the beginning. You always get the exact same items and the exact same skills. There was no choice in kind of how your characters
Oh,
level up
okay.
and stuff.
Okay.
So it's a fabulous game, but specifically on a best campaign list, I didn't feel like it should be like in the top 5 just because the campaign is fine. It is a fun narrative excuse to get to another battle because the battling system in this is great.
Okay.
Like you see on the screen right now, like very Oathsworn-ish in that you get to do awesome actions that are very cinematic instead of like basic I move and attack kind of
Hmm.
actions like a lot of these games have. It's fun. It's silly. I like the Red Dragon Inn characters in general from like the original, drinking game. I mean,
Yeah.
not really a
The
drinking game,
drinking,
but
not drinking game.
yeah. Yeah. So just a solid one. My kids love it too. That always helps. That's
Yeah.
Tales from the Red Dragon Inn.
Nice. Yeah, this one is it's over on my shelf. I have it. Again, just waiting to it's in the queue of games to play. Nice. Okay, cool. Well, my number 7, this one is the one I mentioned I think earlier where I think this is the one that toes the line on being a
Hmm.
campaign game. And if you considered it, I would imagine it's on your list. If you didn't, then I would agree also. And that is Elder Scrolls Betrayal of the Second
Yep.
Era.
Yep. I kind of didn't count it, but it kind of is
I
too.
know. I asked
It's
a
great
buddy of
either
mine.
way.
I was like, "Is this a campaign?" And he's like, "Yeah." This is again, I mean, all of the other games on the list, and this is kind of why it's not higher because again, 10 out of 10 game. It, I mean, it's effectively a better Too Many Bones in my opinion. I need to do a comparison video of those two games as well, but the the campaign elements of this are shorter. Like everything else is a big sprawling. You got 100 hours of gameplay. This is not that. I guess Fate Forge is also really quick too, but this doesn't quite have the same elements of a campaign like those other games. But in the criteria, you pick a location to go to. You get basically a scenario that does have 3 interconnected missions, I mean, more or less that you're going on that do take quite a ways or quite some time to actually get through. And you are leveling up your characters and you are getting items and doing different builds that continue from those 3 missions. It's basically like, yeah, your introduction, the middle arc, and then your conclusion. And you technically have choices at the end of which route you want to go. You complete the mission, then it's like, hey, here are 3 options of what you want to. Hey, do you want to follow the big bad because you didn't beat him? Do you want to go on a different thing? So it kind of has all those elements of a campaign game, just in a more succinct version.
Hmm.
Like in this picture, you're like, let's start in Skyrim. And because of the guild we chose to hire, this is the mission, one of the missions we can start out with, and then you just play through that. It has story beats to it. So yeah. But at the same time, it is kind of it does have that element of like, is this really a campaign game? Uh anyway, so it's here. It's number 7. I love the dice system that they implement on this. I love the fact just the sheer amount of different combinations you have. There's not a lot of campaign games, and a big thing for me, as we'll see probably later on, is builds, character builds, because I feel like a lot of games are so restrictive. It's like, I mean, Kingdoms Forlorn is a great example. Primal was another one where it's like, can I have like 2 potions equipped? No, no, you cannot. It's like, can I have some fun? No, you cannot. But this game is kind of like, can I be an orc with a two-handed weapon that also has a bow and does healing magic? Yeah, sure, why not? Uh, you might not be great at all of those things, but you can definitely do them. And yeah, has that awesome kind of mitigation of utilizing different types of dice. All the skill trees that you can go on are amazing. And the new expansions that are coming out that I know you kind of did what was it? It was like a rundown on everything that was in it, is just more. it's more content, more
Yeah.
classes, more races, everything I wanted them to do, they're doing. Um, so yeah, like this game has items and just characters galore, and the actual gameplay of moving around a map to do combat versus kind of like this grid-based puzzle element. Not that I hate the way Too Many Bones does it, but I like this a lot more. It feels like I actually am being like strategic and tactful in the way the enemies are working. It feels like a cleaner, more improved system of Too Many Bones. Uh, but yeah, like kind of skirting the line on a campaign game, but I love this game too much to not include it.
Well, yeah, the more you're kind of going through, it totally does have so many campaign elements. So, no, great
Right.
pick.
Nice. All right. So that's my number 7.
My number six is a pretty new one, but I really have fallen in love with it recently. And that is Earthborn Rangers. That's
Nice.
if you like Arkham, they were heavily inspired by Arkham and other LCGs, but it's much more of like an open world adventure game. I beat the entire first campaign. I played the new expansion, although not beaten it yet. It's a really great story, really awesome like side questing thing. It's also got kind of that LCG element where you're upgrading your deck and stuff. Good co-op and solo play. It's got kind of something similar to the Arkham Chaos Bag, like drawing cards for skill checks, but it's
Oh yeah.
a lot more forgiving. And if you're two above the target number you need, you always succeed. So it's pretty nice.
Hmm.
Um, does have a little bit of grinding. That's the only thing keeping it out of like the top five. But apart from that, yeah, I just had a blast with the first campaign, and so far the second campaign is even better and kind of more exciting with the stuff they're doing. Characters coming back, but like leveled up versions. Yeah, just a really good one.
Nice. Yeah, this one I had played through the first campaign, and that grind element kind of took me out of it
Oh
enough that
yeah,
I had originally backed the new expansions, but I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to keep going through this one. But it had a really awesome sense of exploration through it. I did like that some of the like the weather effects would affect how you're traversing throughout the land. It did feel like a pseudo living, breathing world, which is really hard to do in a lot of games if it's not just exposition heavy.
yeah, yeah.
So they do a lot of really good card play elements, and yeah, I had an inkling that they were inspired by Arkham because I had so many things. I didn't know if they were outright like, "Yep, that was our inspiration."
Well, I
Uh,
think the lead designer worked for Fantasy Flight for a while, so I
okay,
think I think there might even be some crossover there, although I forget.
because this is a really pretty picture. Um, because this is the same company that's doing that new, I always forget the name, but it's
Hub
basically the
World
hub.
Eidolon, that's like a lot
Yes,
Netrunner. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
basically Netrunner because the designers are old like Netrunner
yeah. Yep.
designers,
Yeah,
and
and it's
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 like,
good. As someone who used to play Netrunner all the way back in the day, I
man,
enjoyed this new one.
you'd be right up best friends with my friend Brad. He used to go to tournaments for Netrunner, and he's been
Yeah,
like dying for a replacement. And we covered the demo decks for that. And I was like, and I'm like not a Netrunner like fan or
sure, sure,
fanboy or
sure.
anything, but I was like, this game's pretty solid. And they also do a really cool thing. They're huge into like the environment, like all
Yeah.
locally sourced, uh, like hubs to distribute games, and everything about their like I think content is like recyclable. So really like the company. This game is definitely I think yeah, really, really good, especially it says best at 2. I would have assumed best solo because that's how I
Yeah, I
played it.
mean, well, I'll back them up. I like solo because it is the fastest and it reduces that grind to the greatest
Hmm.
extent. But it does have kind of the Arkham Horror issue where it's tough for a single character to cover all the bases you need to like
Yeah.
progress consistently. So two characters, if you don't mind the grind, is a little bit more of a like smooth kind of play balance
Okay.
experience.
Okay, that's cool. And then one thing they did do something that was really neat. I'm trying to remember specifics, but I think at the end of the campaign they gave you like an achievement sheet, like an unlockable thing
Yep,
to like
yep,
get.
yeah. If you had done all the side quests and unlocked all the cool cards and stuff, and I didn't do all of them, I did a lot of
Right,
them.
but I thought that was awesome because no, like not a lot of companies do that, and this one actually felt like it was like a almost like a video game element,
Yep.
where it's like I want 100% this game and be rewarded for it. It was really cool. All right, Nice. So, my number 6 is our first crossover, and that kind of is that's Tainted Grail.
Oh, yep.
So, but I'm specifically talking about Fall of Avalon. This is one I've played. Again, I need to redo it for the channel. Man, I've had like 10 out of 10 games in a row. This scratches my like the itch of I love this theme. I'm a huge FromSoft fan. From Dark Souls to Elden Ring to Bloodborne.
Yep.
Bloodborne's my favorite. And there's my dogs are freaking out. But yeah, this one really is just super thematic. I actually, granted, I've played this solo, so I never really found the grind to be that bad. Uh, but I have heard that where it's like just nonstop, like, hey, I'd like to explore, but I can't. I have to run back and light that stupid statue. Because otherwise, because like in this picture, these cards are only illuminated because this menhir is lit. That's how you. It's like thematically to me, it's like the bonfires of the world, pushing back the
Yeah.
encroaching weirdness, and that's how you can go from card to card. But when these go out, all the cards around it go out, and then you take a bunch of like corruption damage or something as you're trying to run back. I imagine if I probably don't have the patience for this as I once did. We know when this game came out, so I'd probably just be like, "We're not relighting these." Like, we're just gonna keep going. But this game does have a lot of awesome like branching paths. Like I think it improves on the Seventh Continent system. Where each card you're actually interacting with a lot more than like, oh, okay, like saw a card. Okay, now time to draw another card. Oh, gotta go through the card catalog to draw another card. You're a lot more involved, way more narrative rich. Some of the best writing in board games, which is kind of a weird thing. There's with how many campaign games that there are, writing is hard. Like like the way some people write dialogue reminds people it's really hard to write dialogue.
Yep.
And yeah, so the two deck system of the diplomacy deck and the attack deck, I really love that card combo of how you connect cards to get increasing benefits for that. They did a fantastic job. I know this wasn't Awakened Realms' debut game. I think that might have been this War of Mine, but
Yeah.
I think this game kind of put them on the map uh to pretty much like copy like this game from a lot of their other games. So, yep, like you were saying with Kings of Ruin, I mean there's how many? There's like 4 different campaigns. Age of well there's the Lost Knight, Age of I'm looking at the boxes right now. But yeah, they have a bunch of different like actual main story
Hmm.
cycles to go through. Age of Legends. That's it. Oh, and then
Okay.
the Red Death expansion. So haven't touched on those, but there's a lot to this. I really need to get this on the channel, but this has been in like my top 10 or top 20 since it came out. So that's my number. What was that? Number 6?
Yep.
Number 6.
All right, great choice. My number 5 is Role Player Adventures.
This was, I think, my number 12.
Okay, really close
It
then.
was
Yeah,
really
so
close.
and I do need to have a caveat here. They added like later on, both with the expansion and as like a PDF online, the legendary rules that make the game tougher and kind of force you to keep the number of cards in your deck a little bit limited.
Oh, good.
Without that, yeah, I don't know if you encountered this. Without that, like about halfway through the campaign, you just have so many ways to mitigate your tests that you
Yeah.
would never lose anything and it lost a lot of tension.
Yes.
With it, I think it's great. It stays because the exploration, the narrative, the awesome like choose your own adventure elements, and like how much things can branch and like different factions you can align with. I think those are all like top in class. It was only those tests becoming too easy that was a little bit frustrating.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this one. I think the expansion is great too. I gotta go back and finish that expansion.
The
What is it?
Golpax's Secret.
Yeah.
That was good. That was a good side. That's see to me that one is kind of like the better version of what Fate Forge did.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, except this one, I
because
mean, it's such a different. Fate Forward is so focused on that combat, like
True.
dice thing, and this is like dice mitigation, card combos, which is awesome. I love those kind of puzzles.
it is.
I do think not everyone will vibe with this because that skill resolution system can be seen as maybe too puzzly and like kind of taking you out of the theme. But yeah, I love role player
Yeah, I could
adventures.
see that where it's like you're trying to resolve like a lock picking check and you're like, I have this long sword that lets me mitigate this
Right.
red die.
Yeah,
Um,
the theme's a little goofy. You have to kind of get into it, but the
yeah.
actual exploration and story and characters are great.
Yeah, and they did a really, really awesome thing because this Thunderworks started this with Role Player, which was
Yep.
basically a dice drafting D&D. You make a D&D character, and then it's like, okay, that's neat, but I kind of want to do something. Oh, well, here's an expansion called Monsters and Minions where you can now fight monsters. You're like, cool, yeah. And then the Fiends and Familiars expansion is kind of whatever, but it's like neat. Now I can kind of do something with the D&D character, and they're like, what if you actually took those characters and put them into a actual campaign game? And I think that was really neat.
Yeah,
Now,
definitely.
when the one thing that's kind of weird though with that is when you if you're making a character for role player adventures, you're kind of now playing role player cooperatively because it's like I'm not no longer trying to win, I'm trying to make a character. Honestly, it's a neat system. I like that they have it, but when I did the expansion with my girlfriend, we just picked the precons.
Yeah, yeah, no, me too.
And they have so
I
many. Like it's like there's like 40 cards. It's like there's I can't even make a character in role player that's better than this guy. Uh, but this is such an amazing gateway kind of, hey, you've never played D&D? Well, let's play role player adventures. It's probably one of the closest campaign games to a D&D session as you can get. And yeah, like you said, so many different choices. I do love this. Kind of like Fate Forge, though, I don't like how they're doing extra content. Like their last one was like, hey, here's Role Player Adventures. It's a chapter. It's like,
Oh, you're talking about
really?
the silver threads thing.
Yeah,
I mean, I think, like it just felt like a
right.
little like here's some extra stuff like for a
Yeah.
reprint or whatever. I'm
It
sure they'll actually get to another full campaign again at some point.
I'm hoping so because and it is like because I like the game so much, I just want more content. So when they announced
Yeah.
something, I was like, "Yay! Oh, it's one chapter. That's weird." But the expansion, I don't know how far you got into it. They did a really cool thing with like the jobs you had, or like a role. You could be like an
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
herbalist
didn't
or a
get. Yeah, I mean, I saw like, yeah, it was kind of building on the what was it like Nephrax's Judgment, that like expansion
yes,
that would give you like a little side thing to follow.
yes,
And I think it was way smoother in Gullpax than it was in Nephrax. I feel
yes,
like I'm
yeah.
playing Fate Forge again, just saying random fantasy names.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think it was a lot more involved. That job basically came up a lot more and it felt more like, ooh, cool. Yeah, I'm an animal handler.
Yeah.
And you get this whole new narrative thing. Yeah, I love the structure of this, the different adventures. It felt very clean. This one was so nice to be able to do for the channel because it wasn't like this open world. Now I have to find a way to stop the video because we're going
Yep.
2 hours in. It's just like, nope, here's adventure four. We're done and we'll
Yep.
move on. Yeah. So it was on there. If I wasn't counting Elder Scrolls, this would have technically been my honorable mention. So, yeah, great, great choice. I'm glad you brought it up because I was a little bit sad it didn't make the list. All right, my number five. We are in the top five, right? Awesome. Now, this is an ongoing series on my channel. I technically haven't beaten it, so that should show how good this is. Now, I'm a big destination guy, not really the journey. Game of Thrones is a great example of that, where it's like, hey, you got to stick the landing, otherwise, no one's gonna remember. So I'm really hoping the end game of this is awesome, but that is Iridia, the
Mm.
paths we dare tread. Um, the only reason this is not a 10, which it might actually be because I've played it more since I've made this list, is because I haven't finished it. So if it doesn't stick the landing, like if the end game is actually like terrible, then I'll be sad. But man,
Everything we've had, there's like one main guy who played it a ton and did a big report after he finished it, and he seemed to think it was excellent all the way through.
okay.
So hopefully
I
that's your
had heard,
experience too.
yeah, I had kind of someone I read in passing that they do a lot of really cool, neat things in the end game. And I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
know what else this game, the only criticism I have, and this is just a personal thing, is again kind of restrictive character builds. Like with those tokens of digging through, it's like there's like four things in here.
Yeah.
It opens up a little bit more, which made me appreciative of that. But I think because they were doing that amazing character grid system of how where you get attacked, they had to be a little bit more restrictive.
Yeah.
But pre-painted minis that actually aren't, terrible. They're pretty good for pre-painted. Um, I love the leveling system where it's like we're going from level 2 to 3. I don't have any strength. My strength is now 5.
Yep. Yep.
Like
Yep.
that's so it's so clean. The exploration is amazing. Every time I come to a session, I'm so excited to be like, what's gonna happen next? Like, slight spoiler, there's an area you can go to where it's funny. We went to a farm and the guy, my buddy that I'm playing with, he's like, oh yeah, and we get shrunk down, and then we do, and then
Yep.
it's like, now you're
Yep.
fighting ants, and I'm like, this is so creative, and it keeps doing that. It keeps expanding. Like they do enough to keep things secret, but then it's like, hey, open this box because you start on that one map, the
Yeah.
basin,
Yeah.
and then it's all of a sudden, well, anyway, I don't want to get too spoiler about it,
Sure.
but love the different character builds, the different classes that you have, the little heads that you can pop in and out to morph your character to look more like you. Um, they do an awesome thing. It might not be for every group, and you don't even have to do it, but they kind of incentivize role playing,
Yes.
where you're kind of like, hey, if you role play this character, you get a little role play cube you can spend to buff a skill check. Um, and and they like when you're reading an NPC, it tells you something that a quirk that they have and kind of their demeanor. It's so good. I just love, and then like not the exploration, but the travel is not cumbersome. Like I'm gonna throw shade on another campaign game, but that company probably hates me at this point. I've done so many videos. This is what Ice of Guard wanted to be.
Oh God. Yeah.
Um,
Well,
like
you don't want to get into 3 fights to go to another village?
to go to the next node, that takes 2 hours. No, I don't. With 4 different iterations to reduce the grind, and it still doesn't work. Yeah, like the story of Isofarian is awesome, but
Yes.
like it's just I
I
can't.
eventually just started not doing fights and just
I
reading
do
the story, basically.
I have 4 video. If anyone that cares, I have like 4 videos talking about the grind. I don't want to like I don't want to shit on it anymore because then I do feel bad because Eric is a very, very nice
No,
guy.
he's a great guy. Yeah, it's a great
Um,
team, and some people love it, and they like the grind is, they just like the combat system enough, or they just have a
exactly.
higher tolerance. I totally respect that. Again,
Yeah.
you and me are both recording a lot,
Yeah.
and that grind
Yeah.
kind of hurts more.
It
You know what
it
I mean?
really, yeah, it really does. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna listen to the foreteller because I love the story. And the bard's name is Sathius, which I thought was a joke, or my friend thought it was a joke when I said that. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm the voice actor. I wish that would be so funny.
That'd
But
be
yeah,
awesome.
the dice system in this game is awesome. Everything about this game is really phenomenal. And the fact is that every time you get an ability, it has an FAQ card with it.
Yes. Oh
And
my
you're like,
gosh, such a nice
oh.
yeah.
I also
I
got a
mean,
shout out.
it costs. I will say, it costs enough money to pay for all those awesome things, all those quality of
True.
life upgrades. Like there could have been a version of this that only cost $100 and didn't have a lot of that
True.
stuff. But I fully appreciate the amazing
Yeah.
stuff they did with it.
Yeah, and I mean to be fair, like, far be it for me to tell anyone, what is expensive or not. But I mean, Kingdoms Forlorn, for example, is a seven
Oh
hundred
yeah,
dollar game. This is
yeah,
200,
yep. There you
and
go.
this does everything right. Where I'm just like, ugh, Kingdoms Forlorn has some issues. Yeah. So the customer support for this company is amazing because I dropped and lost. I think I accidentally vacuumed up one of the heads.
Oh no.
And I was like, dang it, because I had dropped the mini, and then I was like, I picked it up. I'm like, okay, cool. Then as I was setting up for the next session, I'm like, oh, that's gone. And I emailed them, and they were like, yeah, nope, we just sent you a replacement. Fill out this form, and
That's
it's on the
awesome.
way. I hope it's the right head. But yeah, I was hesitant on this one because I'm not the biggest fan of Zaya. Um,
Yeah, I'm not either, but this one was definitely great
this
for me.
company,
This was like around 15 for me, by the
ooh,
way.
okay, I wasn't sure if it was gonna be
So
on
it
your
was pretty
list.
close.
Yeah, I want more. This company only needs to make games like this. So
I mean, it's this and Zaya pretty much, right? I don't know if they made anything
I
else.
think that is it. Yeah. So they're on reprint for a second edition mini expansion adding fishing. So
Right, yeah, it's not enough. I saw that. I was like, yeah, okay.
I got it because it was like $15, but I
Sure,
was
sure.
like,
No, no. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I know it's really about the reprint, but I was also
it
like,
is.
yeah, this is not what I want more of.
So hopefully, no, I completely agree. Hopefully, it does well enough that they make another game like this because they are killing it.
Yes.
So that's my number 5.
I think, yeah.
Yep.
All right, my number 4 is another pretty recent one, Tidal Blades 2.
This is on my backlog.
Okay. Yeah, so it's friggin' great. Awesome story, like really good narrative. I like it a lot. Just very like unique and interesting world. It's got the folding out book thing that I love from like, Jaws of the Lion and that kind of
Most
thing.
games
Like,
need to do that. Yeah.
oh yeah. It makes setup and it's got beautiful art, so each arena feels totally different. It doesn't have like much branching. There's a few times you can pick one mission or the other, but mostly you're going on this like because it's a cool story they're trying to tell. But really, the main star here is the characters and like this core. You can see it in the screen that Seth has up right now. That Nexus system where you're playing cards into this 3x3 grid and comboing them together and then clearing them if you finish a row or column. It's so friggin' good. It really gives me like a similar strategic level feel to Gloomhaven, but in like a little bit of a punchier, faster, and at least for me, I used to love Gloomhaven, but I don't play it much anymore. More fun. And the characters are like very, very diverse. They also level up pretty consistently in fun ways. You're like adding new cards to your deck and better cards and stuff. So yeah, this is actually let me see. Yeah, so this is like one of my favorites, just pure kind of dungeon crawlery combat campaign games ever. I think it's awesome.
Okay.
And there's another one that like I think they said that they're definitely working on more content, and like this is like 1/3 of the entire story, although it does have a pretty like solid ending.
Okay.
But I think this game is great.
Yeah, this is actually a game I didn't back because I was like, yeah, I mean, Tidal Blades 1, it's pretty good, but I never play it.
Yeah, I mean it's
Um,
such a different thing.
It is, yeah,
It's kind of crazy.
It's almost like, hey, you probably should have picked a different name because Tidal Blades 2. It's like Massive Darkness 2. It's like, I don't want to get that. No, trust me, it's really good. Massive Darkness 1 sucks. They should have picked a different name. It almost feels that way here. But then I actually watched your video and I was like, damn, that does look like a lot of fun. So I ended up picking up a copy
Oh, nice.
on the backlog to do. I actually really like this world. Again, very unique. Like completely different. Not
Yeah, I mean
it is
the best thing about Tidal Blades 1 was I think the art and the theme. You know what I mean? Like
100%,
even more than
yeah.
the gameplay.
Yeah, and I mean it's one of the few games I actually read the lore book when I got it. Normally I'm like, cool, put it on the shelf. I'm like, why do I buy these?
Yeah.
But yes, I do really want to play this. It almost came up to do after I got done with Isafarian with my friend, but then he had a kid. So
Yep, there
there
you
went
go.
that. So yeah, very excited to get this actually played and to know there's more content. All right, my number 4, I don't know if you actually like this game. Um but this is actually surprising to me at how high it is because of throughout the series I would like bitch the entire time about it, but I keep referencing this game as the best character building game in any campaign, and that is Madara.
Oh yeah, no, Madara's great.
Okay, cool.
I'm finding it. It was in my top 20. So
Okay,
not like
awesome.
super close to the 10, but no.
Yeah.
I will say I can tell from things you said and from you putting Madara up this high that you and I differ slightly in things. I'm very much a respect the asymmetry and like this character is different from other characters and it's okay if that character doesn't have that many options because they're so different.
Okay.
I'm guessing you are more the Elder Scrolls Madara. I can build whatever crazy combination of
Yes.
character traits I want. Yeah,
Yeah.
but both those have their merits. I tend to go
100%.
slightly the other way, but yeah, Madara is awesome.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of factors that go into that where it's like, yeah, we do play different, but we're kind of doing the same thing for an extended period of time. Um Madara is basically JRPG, the board game.
Yes.
And if you don't know what that is, that's basically your Final Fantasy, your Expedition 33, best game ever made. Um,
I still need to play that one.
oh,
That's because
well,
it's not kid friendly. So most of my video games these days,
that's
I mean,
fair.
I do play I mean, not Final Fantasy, Resident Evil in front of them, but
Yeah.
I've read some
It,
stuff and I'm like, yeah, I think Claire Obscura might go too far.
I I mean, not to go on another tangent, I think it's actually well, I mean, it's very tame. I can't think of anything
Okay.
that wouldn't be kid friendly.
All right.
It has adult themes, but not like in like a grotesque way.
Sure.
Very mature, I guess, but not. I mean, you have a 13-year-old, you said?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, even your 10-year-old, it's not like, oh, avert your eyes. There's none of that.
All right.
But there are
Maybe
going to be,
after we're playing Prince of Persia, whatever the side
oh, the
scrolling
new
one.
one. Oh,
Not
that
not
one's
the new, like
oh,
not
okay.
Rogue Prince of Persia, but the one before that, like from
Gotcha.
2023.
Yeah. So there might be some themes that would go over their head, but would you could easily explain to them without having to be censoring yourself at
Yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah.
Except for maybe one thing, but that anyway, Madara.
Yeah, back to
Is
Madara. Back to
yeah,
Madara.
this is Act 1, so there are two more acts that should be coming out hopefully next year. From what they've said, Act 1 is a big sprawling massive campaign that from what I've heard, Act 2 and 3 combined is the size of Act 1, which
Okay.
disappointed me just a little bit. But
I
it
mean, they
just
got to
keeps
finish them at some point, though. If they
they
made them both
do
as big, they would never be done.
100%. And from what I've heard, Acts 2 and 3 just keep expanding. It's not like, oh, new sequel, time to reset. You're back to level 1. Here's regular items. They just
Yeah.
keep going further and further. But yeah, you have the writing, and this is one of the few campaign games that I've actually talked about the story outside of recording. What do you think's gonna
Mm.
happen? Do you think anyone's gonna die? Like as if it was an anime. And they really hit that theme on the head.
Yeah.
I mean, the four characters you play are the main characters, and they're written extremely well. I don't know what kind of storytelling you like. If you like that, like where you get to play the characters and you build the narrative, or if you
I can go
like,
both ways. I
yeah,
think if you're gonna like hold my feet to a fire, I would lean toward the Madara, like Tales from the Red Dragon Inn. Like these are characters with personalities, and the
okay,
dialogue actually like comes from that.
yes,
Because
yeah,
otherwise,
that's
even going back to my JRPG days, I always liked the silent protagonist games less.
yeah.
It's like Chrono Trigger, awesome game, amazing game, one of the best ever made. But it's like Chrono never says anything; he just witnesses.
Yeah, it's like the Legend of Zelda where it's like Link doesn't talk. Well, he actually does because the characters respond to him, but it's meant to be
Right,
you answering back.
right, yeah, and
Um,
it's just a little weird.
it is, yeah. So these are four fully fleshed out characters. There actually is decisions you make that affect kind of certain things throughout the story. Not so much that you're going to have completely different endings, although I
Sure, sure.
technically don't know because Act 3 isn't out. But yes, this game is so high up because the story is immaculate. The combat is frustrating as all hell because if you are not doing a good enough build, then you will be
Yes,
doing nothing.
but when you got a good build, you wreck, and it's fun.
Exactly. And yeah, that's the thing is this game I feel like is actually designed for you to min-max.
Oh yeah, I think you
Um
need to if you want to survive.
exactly. And I almost feel like they put intentional game-breaking things like a video game of like, oh, if I do this crew or ability with this armor, it's going to do this really awesome broken combo. And I feel like they put that in intentionally for players to discover. I could be completely wrong. They do that cool red. I don't know what that's actually called, but where like hidden things.
Oh yeah, same
Um,
thing that Awaken Realms does sometimes.
yes, I really like that. Now again, the combat it's dice based, and they have their unique different colored dice with different type of outcome. Your sessions are going to go good or bad depending on how those dice rolls. I start out my sessions like I mentioned. I do all day recording. I start off great. Halfway through, I'm just like I'm crashing out. Like this is pissing me off. But then I come back and I'm having a great time. They have some exploration elements throughout a mission. I never found those rewarding. It was always like, hey, go over here and just see what this, thing is.
And
And
here's
oh,
10 more enemies.
yeah,
Whoops.
exactly. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is eventually because my friend that I play this with, he loves grinding and stuff, and he always wanted to go. And I remember one time I'm like, okay, we are gonna do this. If it's more enemies, we are never exploring again. And lo and behold, it was more enemies. I'm like, I
Yep.
hate you. I hate you. So I hope they improve on that. The boss fights are atrocious. They are bullet sponge,
Yeah,
horribly.
that's a common. I think that's a common issue in a lot of these games,
It
unless it is a
is.
boss battler. It's like, oh, here's an enemy that's kind of like the other enemies, but they have 50
Yeah.
life, and it's like, do
Eh,
they really have 50 life?
Right. Or like in this game, they have a worm or chick that rides a worm that has 800 health. And I'm like, oh, man. So I hope they improve on that in X1 and or 2 and 3. But yep, this game
I
is
mean,
this
hey,
high up.
it's true to the JRPG, origins.
That's
You'd have
true.
boss fights in there, you'd be playing for 30 minutes for no
That's
reason.
that's true. But man, it is awful here. So I really hope Act 2 and 3 are just as good, but this game is so high up because the character builds are the
Yeah,
best out of
yeah.
even the ones I have above it. So that's my number 4.
All right. My number three. I heard you mention one of the games of this series earlier, so I think it must not be on your list. But it's my favorite overworld exploration game of all time, and that is Seventh Citadel.
Seventh Citadel. Oh, and that is Isofarian Guard. It's just, oh no. Just end the recording. Never mind.
No. Yeah, so I had a love-hate relationship with Seventh Continent.
Interesting.
Like the exploration I find and like the core resolution system I always really enjoyed. But man, that was another one like whoops, you're about to die. Go back
Yep.
5 cards and fish for a while if you want to
Yeah.
survive. So, like, talk
Oh
about
yeah.
grind. So, Seven Citadel does away with so much of that. It's also more like you still get a lot of free open exploration in this amazing world, but it's much more scenario based, and they also give you a lot more
Mhm.
direction. Seventh Continent
Yes.
would be like, there's a statue somewhere. Here's a cryptic poem. Good luck. And
Yeah,
Seven
it'll
Citadel
lead
doesn't.
somewhere north.
Right, it's like
Okay.
north there's a cave, and you're like, there's like 8 caves north. Like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
Whereas Seven Citadel, while it's not like 100% handholding, it'll be like there is a town to the east, and you'll go
Yeah.
east, and there'll be a town. You're like, oh yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah.
So I think it smoothed a lot of the rough edges of Seventh Continent for me. But yeah, the story is great. I've only played one of the two like original campaigns that came with it.
Okay.
Although I'm in for
And there's
the
more coming
expansion.
too.
Yep, there's more coming. I want it, even though I'm not playing it yet. Like you explore the map, you get to upgrade your settlement in cool ways. Has kind of like a KDM-ish vibe in that
Yeah.
way. You get to upgrade your character and like your deck. You meet allies and stuff, and it has the same thing that Iridia has, that Seventh Continent has, that like a lot of these games have, where you get to know the world and you know the ins and outs of the world, and you can kind of feel like you're mastering your terrain a bit more, and I just love that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, this
Are
one's
you okay? Yeah, because I knew I was curious if this was going to be up on your list. Are you playing this solo or
we
are you
did
playing?
1 and 2 player. It's another one kind
Okay.
of like Earthborn Rangers that I don't think I would ever want to do 3 and 4. And mostly I
Yeah.
played solo. I
Yeah.
Seventh Continent's co-op was awkward. I think this one is also a
Right.
little awkward, but I think it works better than Seventh Continent, at least for me.
Yeah. It is interesting because like I completely agree. Seventh Continent was like open world survival exploration,
Yeah.
where it had no rails. And because it felt like every campaign was just you were on different sections of a map, it's entirely possible for it to kind of allude to north and you go east and you're not anywhere close to ever finishing
Yep.
the campaign. You're like, okay, I can't even finish. I felt that Seventh Citadel was a little bit too on rails. Like they kind of overcorrected, where it's like, "Hey, I'd like to explore." No, like
I mean,
you
I
can.
felt. I mean, I don't know how far you got. I felt like that was only the case for maybe the first like 2 missions, and even the second one, I was already like losing my way and not finding things they wanted
Yeah,
me to find right away.
yeah. I got halfway
Okay.
through the first one, and I was like, I mean, you can explore, but they really kind of hamper you because of the worms and the tremor, like
Sure,
the
sure,
I can't remember
sure.
what
Yeah,
the
it's
ground shaker
definitely
thing.
it's gated. I wouldn't say you
Yes.
can't explore, but it is heavily gated, which I
Yeah.
appreciate gating in video games. And, I don't really want to. I know some people love this. It is not my jam when I walk like in the wrong room and there's a dragon there and I die. You know what
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. So, but man, okay, I cannot for some reason get myself to get rid of this game. This game and Seventh Continent has everything I should like, but something about it just I just check out. And I think it's because so in Iridia, that has a card catalog, you're on the map enough to play the game, and then it's like, oh, now grab this key
Yeah.
card. Here, I feel like you go to this card, nothing there. Okay, back to the card. I feel like you spend three-fourths of your playtime in the card catalog fishing for it.
Yeah.
So I need to
I've heard that complaint before. I'm just very fast. And actually, funnily enough, I found Iridia more annoying
interesting.
because specifically just pulling out those giant tiles from the sleeve and to get really specific, I think Iridia was great. Again, it was in like my top 15 or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, God, towns in Iridia are the most like waste my time with trying. It's like, can you just have me read a paragraph of what all these people say? I don't need to walk around and like find the cow.
Oh,
I don't need to find this tile that has a cow on it. Okay, I talked to the cow. Now I replace it with this tile because the cow's not on that tile anymore. But okay, I got to find 3 cards to talk to the cow. Like Seven Citadel, yes, but at least I'm like freaking like okay, I've moved like 10 miles in 5 minutes.
I know exactly what you're talking about there because the towns have grids, but it's like you don't have a movement, so you're just like, why do we pull this?
Yeah,
Because you just move to the section then pull it. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Um, I think if I could figure out a system to get the cards in and out quicker to where it's just natural more than like you're like constantly disjointed
yeah,
from
yeah.
the what's going on. But yeah, so other than that, yeah, these games have some of the best exploration for it. I do 100% agree that Seventh Citadel has is the better game.
Yeah, but you're
Um,
right. It is on rails. I think some people are gonna like
yeah,
Continent better just because they can do whatever the hell they want,
yeah,
and
no,
then they
exactly.
can die doing it, and that's fine.
Yep, yep. So yeah, I it does say 9 here. That actually is. I don't know. I'll drop it to a 7. I really want to give this game its chance, more and more, but yeah, got too many other campaign games.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So my number 3, you actually kind of alluded to its predecessor. I'm kind of cheating again here, because I'm combining 3 games. But that is Frosthaven.
Oh, yep, yep.
So Frosthaven, another 10 out of 10 game here. This is Frosthaven, Gloomhaven, and Jaws of the Lion. Uh, Frosthaven I chose because it's just better Gloomhaven, in my opinion. I know a lot of people actually hate that it's more like with the whole settlement phase. I love that. It feels more lived in. Your
Yeah.
characters, when they retire, actually feel like they do something versus just like, wait, why the hell did they just leave?
I'm done. I'm going home.
Yep, completed my mission. I got 10 gold. I'm out. Even though I do think that's always been weird with Gloomhaven. It's like, hey, you can level up, but we don't really want you to.
Yeah.
It's like, really? Like in my 5-year series that took me forever to finish Gloomhaven First Edition, I refused to do their retirement things.
Oh, really?
Like I finally retired one character at the very end, but I did get a character at the max level just because I completely ignored whatever they needed to do. I ignored any scenarios that would have got them
Yep, yep,
to
yep.
retire. Uh, I'm redoing second edition, and I'm not doing that. I'm just like, oh, I'll unlock characters, but I never saw out of the 30 boxes they gave me, never saw any of them. Yeah, this game, Frosthaven, just is everything Gloomhaven is. I love its system. I love its card play. I mean, it spawned pretty much that top effect and bottom effect,
Yeah.
which is just amazing.
Although, I mean, it
Uh,
spawned it, nobody else has really used it.
oh God, Fireteam Zero uses it. I think I backed it recently. The Hunters AD 14
Oh,
whatever.
yes.
I
I
think they
haven't played
use
those.
it. Um, but no, I do agree with you. Not a lot of games coming out or that are out use it, but well, Fireteam Zero definitely does. But some of them use it more in the sense of like my top effect is something I can do. My bottom effect is something I can do on someone else's turn.
Sure.
But yeah, this is such an awesome system. Your characters feel so completely diverse. And this is
Yeah.
a game that on the surface level feels very kind of like, oh yeah, I get my character, but they're so deep in how you
Hmm.
actually can build them. Uh I think that with Gloomhaven second edition, they improved on the actual scenarios. Frosthaven is up here because the this I guess this is another game I haven't finished, but I got a decent ways in, where none of the scenarios ever felt the same. Gloomhaven is
Yeah.
like kill all enemies,
Oh
kill all
yeah.
enemies.
Very often.
And sometimes the Frosthaven scenarios are gimmicky and it doesn't work, but hey, at least it was different.
Yeah.
Uh so I mean, what's to say about the Haven series? Isaac Childress is a millionaire from one game. Like I think Frosthaven is the most funded board game
Well, I
on
think it's
Kickstarter.
really founders of Gloomhaven. That's what made his fortune, though.
Oh, yeah, was it?
No, I'm joking, dude.
No,
That
I
was
know. I think
a
that almost tanked his company,
yeah.
where it's like, wow, this is
He's like, "Whoops,
terrible.
sorry, back to Gloomhaven. Sorry,
Yeah,
everybody."
I don't know what I was thinking. I was really doing a bunch of drugs at that time. Yeah, and funny enough, I actually really bounced off buttons and bugs. I'm like, this feels like I don't know what this is. This game's weird. Although it does do that kind of cool where the cards flip. I did like that.
Yeah, I like the mechanics.
Eh,
For me, Jaws of a Lion is my favorite, just because I don't like campaigns that go too long. And
that's fair.
Gloomhaven, I feel like where
Yes.
again, maybe not. I never got that far in Frosthaven.
Yeah.
Gloomhaven, by the way, was like top 20 for me as well.
Nice. No,
Um,
and Jaws the Lion, the reason why it's also included, best tutorial system
oh, it's so
in
good.
a campaign. Like my friend hated Gloomhaven because he hated the hand management. And then I was like, "Hey, look, I got Jaws the Lion. Do you want to try the tutorial? I heard it's good. Loves it. Now he loves the
Oh,
Haven
that's
games.
nice. Awesome.
So they just really nail it. And again, if they never made another Haven game, there's more than enough content here.
Oh
But
yeah.
I would be very shocked if he wasn't working on another big box.
Let's
Although
see.
he
Gloomhaven, Frosthaven,
Swamp Haven,
Sandhaven,
Sandhaven, Fire Haven,
Firehaven.
like just all the elements. I don't know. I don't know if he is going to make more. I again would imagine he is, but yeah, I mean 10 out of 10 game for me. So that's my number three.
Nice. All right, my number two is one you mentioned quite a while ago.
Your
That
number
is two.
is it number two?
Because I
Oh,
went
okay.
before. Oh wait, no.
Is
Wait.
it? No, wait.
Yeah, because you're supposed to be going after me, so I
That's
do two,
right.
then
Yep.
you do two. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's Fate Forge, Chronicles of Khan.
There it is. Dang, way up
Um,
here, huh? I
I
guess it
mean,
makes sense
again,
now.
it's
Yeah.
because it's the game I've played the most with my sons and specifically my 13-year-old.
Yep.
I love that combat system. Great story, even though you don't know what the heck the names are that they're talking about.
Yeah.
Um, it's punchy, which again just works for me and my
Mm.
lifestyle. You know, it's not to knock any of the other ones, but I actually have time to play this one to
Yeah.
completion, which is not
Or
often the
replay
case.
it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
Yeah.
replaying it right now. Um, the characters are super diverse. The combat is very tactically engaging, but also really
Mm.
quick. It's got good branching and like interesting choices, really interesting fail forward. Like terrible stuff can happen, and you just got to deal with it in the
Yeah.
in the
Did you
campaign.
ever lose a scenario?
Oh yeah, I lost many
Really?
scenarios, dude. That game's hard as hell.
I
Unless
must be cheating because we never lost.
I mean,
Especially the
I am
expansion
playing
is
on
way
easy
easier.
mode now.
Okay.
But yeah, but it's great. You know, not everyone's gonna love it. The dice can screw you. You know, you got to find a lot of tiles to play each scenario. It's a lot of reading for the stories, but all
Yeah.
that, yeah, it's good for me.
They
So
did a lot of work on that app and for some reason just did not hire the simplest narrator. Like
yeah, I
it didn't
know.
have to be full-fledged foreteller with 18 different voice actors. I would have been happy with a Madara,
Yeah, single
lady
person.
or
Yeah,
a single dude just reading it. Because man, especially like I said, when I record all day, my throat is dead. Because
yeah.
I try to be animated and stuff and make it entertaining. Because God forbid if I had to listen to someone else read, I'd be like, can we just move on?
And also a quick shout out that Fate Forge they added a little bit later after like the initial release the battle mode, which is like a really quick series of like 3 fights in a row where you level up really quickly, and it's great if you just want to get some of the fighting in and don't want to read as much. So yeah, good
Okay,
good game
awesome.
overall.
Yep, I agree. So I guess that was our second kind of crossover.
Yeah, because that was your well, not dark horse, so your runner up, right?
Honorable mention.
Yeah, honorable
Yep.
mention.
All right. My number two, used to be my favorite game of all time. You and I actually had a pseudo discussion within your comments of this company's newest game that is about to, well, scheduled to be 2027. That would shock me though. But this is Sleeping Gods.
Ah, yep.
Sleeping God, technically Distance Skies. I've just been cheating this whole time because I have 14 games. Sleeping Gods, Distance Skies, but
Which one do you like better out of those two?
Distance Skies.
I do as well, although I do think it. Well, anyway, go ahead. Talk about it.
So it's interesting. I like the mech. I think it's a cleaner, more improved version
Yes.
of. So mechanically, I like Distance Skies. Narratively, I like Sleeping Gods.
I will agree with that.
But both of them, because their newest game that's coming out, Songs of Silvernath, and I commented on your thing. I'm like, why didn't they just do another Sleeping Gods? It's pretty much the exact same game. But then it's like, well, narratively, they'd have to do something with the gods and like do it in this world. So, they just wanted to do a different narration. But man, I mean, again, I've talked about it with some other games. I love the exploration in this game. This is what Seventh Continent wanted to be, where it's like,
I mean,
okay,
I'll disagree, but continue.
well, I was saying in more in the sense of it plops you down. Where do you want to go?
Yes,
Like,
definitely, absolutely. And hey, you don't have to die of starvation.
Yeah, you don't have to hunt and get your energy back. Here, it's like, okay, we have these quest cards that have these keywords. So it gives you direction. It's like a quest list in a video game. And it's like, yeah, I don't want to do any of that. I just want to go right. And you can. And it rewards you for doing so. It's so exciting to go to and like, oh, hey, here's a city. Like, let's go into here. And it asks, hey, do you have these 13 quest keywords? No? Okay, then do this. But when you're playing even on repeat plays, you can be like, oh, now we got that keyword. Cool, let's go back and see what opens up. It is so exciting. Again, this game made it a lot easier to traverse because you have a plane that lets you. But they do an awesome thing with the plane system in that actually this is a perfect picture where you have this board here of where the different regions, but then you can unlock different things. Which in my first playthrough of this, I unlocked none of those. Like
I don't remember if I did on my. I actually think I only got through one play of this. The original Sleeping Gods I did like 1.5. I want to say.
Nice. Yeah. So they improved on the combat system. I actually love the combat system in this game with its puzzle element.
Yeah.
Like
it's
how
fun.
you attack and like
it's a little bit like Iridia with like sort of the directionality and like nodes connecting and stuff.
Yeah, it's so because I hate the thing of like, okay, I'm attacking the ankles 40 different times and just knocking yourself down. This was more involved of like, okay, if you attack here with that card, oh, that's going to cover up this symbol, which means he's not going to completely kill us. Now, it's interesting because they do two different elements of characters in this. In Distant Skies, you're a little bit more creative on how you can build out your characters. And in the original Sleeping Gods, they had like specific cards that were like geared towards them. Different versions for different play styles.
Original also had, I hated this system, the like de-leveling. It's like, hey, those cool cards that you attach to your character?
Oh,
they all go away. And I was like,
they're gone now.
Frustrating. Yeah. I mean, I got it for balance, but thematically, I was like annoyed by it.
100%. Yeah. And then they also had that, I don't remember what they're called, but those tokens that you had to hand out. And it's like,
oh my gosh.
It's like, oh, hey, Mike got 15. I got 2. So I guess he's doing more than me. That's basically completely gone in Distant Skies. So while I appreciate what was in the first Sleeping Gods, again, story, I actually find it a lot more intriguing. Distant Skies is a cleaner, more streamlined system. Now, this kind of has a Seventh Continent and Seventh Citadel situation where Sleeping Gods felt like, hey, play, explore, no rails at all until you go through that event deck 3 times, and then you count up those runes or whatever they were called.
What are they? Totems?
Totems. and that kind of gave you one of 10 different endings. Distant Skies basically is like, go here, do this, you know exactly what you need to do. And I came across my Distant Skies ending very quickly, and I was
Hmm.
like, oh, I guess we're done. It still has different endings, but yeah, so it feels again, Sleeping Gods is the equivalent of Seventh Continent, and then Distant Skies feels more like Citadel, where it feels like they kind of overcorrected.
Overcorrected. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I still absolutely love these games. They're now fully voiced with Foreteller, which makes it way better, and it has
Oh,
like
that's
that
nice.
old
I didn't
timey
know they
radio.
did that. That's great.
Yeah, it's not now because a lot of them are quick blurbs. It's like, oh man, okay, that was good. That was like a second read, but yeah, it I just absolutely love this game, and Ryan Lockett and his whole team are just awesome. I cannot wait for Songs of Silverland to come out in whenever it does.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, it's interesting in that like the prototype seemed quite far along, but then
mhm.
also like even as I was covering, they were like, yeah, we're totally changing the combat system maybe, and I was like, oh, so clearly they're like iterating and trying to find the best version, which I like. I like when
Yeah,
developers are trying to make it the best game it can be. Have you
exactly.
played Primeval Peril, Sleeping Gods?
Oh, the
The
prologue.
boat like short one. It's not
I
it's
have
it's it's a separate like much shorter little campaign game.
I have not. I have it, but I have
That,
not gotten a
funnily
chance to play it.
enough, I don't think it's a popular opinion. That's actually my favorite of the three
Oh, really?
because I think both Sleeping Gods and Distant Skies have, I think, fairly flawed mid to end games.
Okay.
Because Distant Skies, I found I got way too many adventure cards and I could just do whatever the hell I wanted.
That is true.
It was sort of a role player adventures before the patch kind of
Hmm.
situation. And then Sleeping Gods didn't have that, but instead I had 8 million cards to manage and I had to
Yeah.
keep them on the table because they all had freaking tokens on them. And I was like, this is the worst.
Yeah, and you had 18 different recipes and you're like, I'm
Yeah.
not using
I'm
17 of
using one
these.
of these recipes. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Distance
Primeval
guys
Peril
clean that up
is,
though.
yeah, definitely, definitely. So Primeval Peril is like the a third as long, like little it's done before it can get broken version. So I really like that one a lot.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I had thought it was like kind of like a prologue kind of
No, I mean
story.
it's its own story. It's not like the
Okay.
same characters from any of the other things, if I remember
Oh
correctly.
yeah, I guess not. Yeah, unless these are nope. The one thing about the Sleeping Gods games that would is like improved in some others is these characters are all basically faceless.
Yeah.
Like they rarely interact with one another or hell are even brought up. Um, and I know in the first Sleeping Gods, it felt like, hey, you had to manage 8 different characters, so they're
Oh my
not.
gosh.
And Distant Skies, I don't. Did you manage 8 or was it
No, I think it
6?
was 5 or 6. It was
5,
definitely
yeah.
smaller.
Yeah, it was a little bit more easier to manage, but
Well, and
still.
that was interestingly, that was like my biggest at the end of my Silveranth preview. I was like, can y'all like please um
Can you make
can you
characters?
yeah, can you like have the characters you're now it was a prototype, so they just kind of threw some characters at you, and
Yeah.
I understand that. But I was like, can you please like when I go to a place, can some of my characters interact if they're in the party, and can they have
Yes.
quests that I like can go complete too? And they said they're
Yeah.
adding all of that, and like
That's
it's
awesome.
going to be in the game. Not because I said it, like they said they were already working on it. But yeah, I feel like that was it was so far and like far between, like in Sleeping Gods and Distant Skies when like it would matter that you had 5 other people in the party with you, you
I
know?
know. And it is kind of like what Kingdoms Forlorn does, where every now and then
Yes.
it'll ask if someone's in your party, but it also doesn't do it enough. Because it's
But
like,
but
hey,
at the same time, I don't mind that because every second or third session, it's 100% one of those characters doing cool stuff. You know what I
that's
mean? So
true. That's
like,
true.
at
But it
least all
does.
of them get to shine.
Yeah, I do agree. It's like it would be nice if, hey, do you have Jesse in your party? And she actually says something that matters to her character.
Right, and especially beyond saying something like, "Hey, give me like a mechanical, like, oh, I go to a different entry, like maybe I beat it
Yes.
more easily. Maybe she cusses the guards out, and we have a fight that we wouldn't have had,
Yeah, Jesse just uses that bat and breaks someone's knee open, and you're just like, oh my God. Yeah, I actually completely agree, and I agreed with your statement on like you had these characters that are like, why the hell do I have a lizard dude with me?
Yeah, so they said that was a prototype issue. Like when
Okay.
I talked to them, they were like,
Okay.
"Yeah, like you'll actually meet that guy." We just
Yes.
wanted to. They were like, "You need to be able to play 4 players. We didn't have the prologue done
Makes
yet, so
sense.
here's 4 characters.
Yeah.
Go ahead."
Yeah, I did reach out to them to see if they'd let me do a prototype. I'm always like late to the game, or they're like, "Oh, you don't have as big a following," which I never take it to heart. But I'm like, they're like, "Hey, we'd love to work with you, but we don't have any. Like, we already did our thing." And I'm like, "Okay, it doesn't matter. I'm still backing your game, but oh boy, like I'm gonna rip it a new one." No, I'm kidding.
That's
Yeah,
right. You didn't send me a free thing.
yeah. Now I'm gonna trash each of my 3,000 subscribers. You better buckle up. No, yeah. So, and Distance Guys added boss fights, which I think the
They,
only
they
boss
were
fight
hard. They were intense. I remember a
they
couple.
were, yeah. And you barely came across. And there's just so much to explore that I
Yes.
love that. I love
Although
campaign
you
games.
know what, you're saying the exact right thing. I think with the overcorrecting in some ways. I also felt that with the plane, and it's like totally it's like I want this thing, and then I'm sad I got what I wanted. Because the
Yeah,
original Distant Skies, it was like, oh man, I got all the way down to this side of the world. It's so amazing. I'm all the way down. It's gonna take me so long to get home, in the
yeah.
original one. And then Distant Skies is like, just hop on a plane. So like things feel smaller. It's like they added fast travel, and I'm like, I like fast travel, but now I don't appreciate how
Yeah,
far I
yeah.
traveled.
Ryan's sitting there and he's hearing people bitch about it, and he's like, "You don't know what you're asking." All
It's
right,
like
here
it's
it
like
is.
comparing. I don't know if you played these, but it's like comparing, Skyrim to some of the older like Elder Scrolls games where you just like
Yes.
wander for an hour,
Yeah,
like barely get
exactly.
anywhere.
I know they did add a variant in Distant Skies where you actually walked away from your plane. So your plane could only land in certain spots, and if you walked away, you'd have to go back to the plane to fly away.
Well,
And I
no, no,
think
that was always the rule. You
okay,
just you
is the
have
variant maybe the variant's where the plane can land wherever?
yeah, that would be a
That's what it
variant.
is.
'Cause, yeah, I
Okay.
was gonna say like you could walk pretty far away from it, but then one of your adventure cards was your pilot, and you could be like, "Yo, dude, move over here," and he would like come and land somewhere else to meet
Oh,
you,
okay,
basically.
okay. Yeah, no, I do agree with you. But that's why there's both, and
Yep.
like,
Yeah, and
and
it's even though it's kind of like Seven Citadel. We're saying that's mostly a straight upgrade. Distant Skies is mostly a straight upgrade, but for some people, the original is going to
yeah,
be the winner, and going to be their favorite.
and this was never like a, oh, okay, getting rid of my sleeping gods because this is an improvement. It's like I have both, and I would gladly play both.
Yeah, yeah.
And so yeah, but I mean that's only my number two.
Oh
So
man,
oh boy, well,
my number
Mike.
one's already been mentioned. No one's surprised. It's Arkham Horror, the card
Okay, I was
game.
like, it's Isofarian Guard again.
Um,
I,
right, Ice Fairy Guard. Beautiful story, some great stuff. Sorry, we're poo pooing it.
no, I know.
Uh,
I'm gonna go to
yeah.
Gen
So,
Con and he's gonna look for me and just beat me up. Like there he
Um,
is.
yeah, so Arkham Horror, the board game. This is my number 2 game of all time, and easily my number 1 like campaign adventure game.
What's your number one? I thought this was your favorite. What have you
Oh,
mentioned
it's
this?
Exceed fighting game.
Oh, that's right. Boo.
Yeah, that's a
Boo.
totally different. Boo! Have you played it? You don't like it?
I have. I think we've actually talked about it in one of your videos.
Oh,
I
okay.
love BattleCon.
Oh, okay. Well, then, dude, you're fine.
It's it's two sides of the same coin.
yeah.
Where
It's like we're cousins. Like
exactly.
we're still the same family.
I love the sweaty, perfect information
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
BattleCon Exceed, which I've done a video on the Guilty Gear Strive one, and a lot of people very respectable were like, I haven't played Exceed enough to get through the nuance of it, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I hate the randomization of the deck. But yeah, the
Yeah, no, I mean
BattleCon.
that's fair. That's fair. And
Anyway,
A lot of my love for Exceed is that I made like a solo mode for it that I've kept up for
yeah,
years and years, and like I think it works really well. Whereas
Yeah.
BattleCon, I also made a solo mode, but it doesn't work as good.
Right, exactly. And I mean, to be fair, you could play Exceed with anyone. BattleCon, I have one buddy who I can play that with because
Yeah.
it's not intuitive in any way, and it takes a lot to get into.
Yeah. And now I have
Uh,
Yomi too as well, which has been really fun. The new version of Yomi. But hey, Arkham Horror, the card game. None of the things we were just discussing are campaign games.
that's true.
Yeah. So I love, Lovecraftian. Like I've read most of the major Lovecraft stories. I've loved horror movies since I was a kid. So I'm into like the theme of this one. Um, it's just the right length of campaign for me. Again, I'm not somebody who can do like lifestyle, like 8 scenarios, 10 scenarios, 5 scenarios. Those are like the campaign lengths that are perfect for me. I can get through a campaign of Arkham in like a weekend. Um, they've done this crazy stuff with the cards, crazy, like unique, like really cutting edge stuff with like the campaign design and stuff, especially as they went further along. The game kicks me in the nards sometimes. Like playing what solo investigator can be terrible because you just you're mediocre at everything, and the game does not want you to be mediocre at everything. They're like,
Right.
oh, what, you can't investigate at a 4 every turn. Sucks to be you, like
Right.
they just beat you up. So I'll be fully honest, like I often play at the easy or the medium difficulty. I don't think I've ever played the game at the hardest difficulty setting for
No
the
one
chaos
has.
bag.
And if they say they have, they're lying.
Or
Or if they
there, see,
are, they're
I'm
cheating.
also, I'm not a good deck builder, like I'm not a good
Yeah.
guy at the deck construction. I build something that's like thematically fun,
Yep.
cards that seem cool.
Yep.
Like I've seen people who are like, I built a deck that never needs to, like you never need to draw from the chaos bag. I just do everything automatically. I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
good for
yeah.
you, dude.
People with or like Marvel Champions. Yeah. It's like
Yeah,
I play the
exactly.
precons and I'm like, they're good enough for me
Yeah.
to play.
So yeah, but I just love the story here. I love the branching, the choices, the wild stuff they're doing. Is every campaign a home run for me? Judging by Drowned City, no. But I've loved the majority of them, and it's always a fun time, even when it's like not the best scenario. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you whenever you're deck building, do you deck build from the get-go or do you do the precons and deck build as you're playing?
No, I deck build from the get go,
Okay.
but again, I use like Arkham DB. I don't net
Oh, that's
deck. I
right.
don't like use other people's decks, but I'll just, I got like my whole collection in there.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, I want to do a stealth person.
Yeah.
No,
And
stealth,
ag-
just
Yeah,
figure it out.
I do the precons one because it's easier to jump in, and then I like the decision making as you're playing of like this is how my
Yeah.
character was morphed throughout the events. And I mean, like you said, it's I mean it kind of has the Elder Scrolls feel, the Betrayal of the Second Era, where it's like you make enough decisions like throughout a small box or the big box campaign that does give you different endings.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I mean, big different ending things. Like, depending on which campaign it is, some of them are more on rails. But
mhm.
like, I remember for better or worse, not really spoiling much, but Circle Undone, I think it is, which is like the fifth or sixth campaign, I think.
Yeah.
That one, we might have done something and made a choice where it was over a lot quicker than we thought it would be. And then we were like, never mind, rewind, make the other choice.
That's so
But I
funny.
respect the game for going there, like I always like it like in video games too, but it's like, will you join the bad guy? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, all right, here's an ending. And I'm like, what? Like I think what was it? Far Cry 4, I think. The one like in the
The
Tibetan
the one with
mountains.
Pagan Min.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
think he asked in the first 20 minutes if you joined him, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. What the hell?" And it was like, "Game's
Yeah.
over." I'm like, "Oh, all
Yeah.
right."
He's like, or yeah, I think it's like wait here. And if you do, he's like, all right, here's your yeah, I think you were there for your father or
Yeah,
something. He's
yeah,
like, here's his grave. Anyway, you're gonna leave? You're like, I guess so.
yeah. Yep.
There's like
Yeah.
that
So like,
resistance. It's like,
I,
wait,
I
is he
I
gonna
like
help?
that, and especially in a board game where you can just rewind it in 2 seconds without having to actually
100%.
play through
Yeah.
anything. Yeah. So
Yeah.
there you go.
I can't imagine playing with someone who like you fail a mission and it's not fail forward. They're like, all right, nope, we lost. Let's restart. It's like, get out of my house. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
Uh, so what do you think of them redoing the core set?
I mean, I have so I started getting review copies of Arkham stuff pretty recently because Asmodee, like they have their specific list of people and they just don't
Sure.
like I just was never able to get in there for a long time. So I've spent over $1,000 on Arkham pretty easily. I would guess it's probably
Yeah.
1,100 or 1,200. And I was like buying it when it first came out, you know, when they would do it like the bit by
different
bit
packs.
release. It's so much
Yeah.
better now. Like
Oh,
I'm
100%.
so happy for people that are getting in now. So I don't know. I totally get why they like people are pissed that they're not going to keep everything in stock and keep everything in print. But like, you know, they know what their sales numbers are. Like it is not feasible to have infinite SKUs on shelves or online unless they like switch to print on demand, which this is not a campaign game, but Ashes Reborn, a game that I really love. Them switching to print on demand like makes total sense. They don't have to worry about what number they have of each expansion in stock because they have such a wide range of things.
It is weird though, because the way they released that info, I was thinking they were like, "Oh, what's it gonna be?" And I was like, "Are they gonna redo Elder Tour, like Elder Tour Second Edition? That seems,
Yeah.
or Mansions of Madness Third Edition. I'm like, that seems like a shoe in." And then it's like, nope, core game, Arkham Horror, the card game,
Which
and
is
it's like
much less exciting.
it was like, what the hell? And then it's like, oh, hey, is this compatible with the other stuff? It is. Then why are you making the core box again? It felt so weird.
Well, I mean, it's a new core, right? It's like going to be a new short campaign. That's
I
my
think
assumption.
so.
Yeah, and I think it's new cards. So like I'm fine with it. People who already own all the stuff, it's more stuff if you want more.
Exactly. That's how I looked at it. My friend was really against it, and I read it, and they were basically like, if you have all the stuff, it's just a new expansion.
Right.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna get it.
And like for people who have heard the game is great but have been intimidated by everything, I think it's nice to have like all right, just forget all the other stuff that exists. I'm just going to start with this new thing and slowly buy in. I think that's fine. So I'm mostly ambivalent or okay with it.
Yeah.
But I'm also not I'm not a FOMO kind of guy. Before I started getting review copies, I was like, I have enough Arkham. Like I would never buy any more Arkham.
Yeah.
If Asmodee, if you're listening, Asmodee, if you stop sending me review copies of Arkham, I'm not going to buy any more Arkham. I have too much. There's still like again 2 campaigns I've not finished of the stuff I own.
I know. I know. I just have like it's all organized, but yeah, like I said, I'm like 3 or 4 campaigns in out of 10.
Right.
So
you don't need more. You know what I mean?
Really
like,
and on top of all the side scenarios they have too.
Right. Yeah. Like there's more than enough. So I'm totally fine with it. And I don't really like the only people I can imagine being annoyed are people who already have a ton of Arkham, and it shouldn't affect them in the tiniest bit. Yeah, so I don't really know. I can't. You know, no offense to anybody listening. I just can't get the I'm not understanding. It's my failure to understand. I'm not understanding what the psychology of outrage would be at this choice. I think it was
their release. The way they announced it felt like it was just such a tease of
that does make sense. If I was excited and then it was like that's it, that would be annoying. Absolutely.
And to be fair, no one should expect anything from Fantasy Flight anymore. They are not like it's not Fantasy Flight anymore.
It's LCGs.
Yeah,
it's very good LCGs. It's very good. Yeah, they make 2 games exactly.
So yeah, I really every time I talk about this one, I'm like, I really need to get this played.
Although, did you see in the in-flight report that they're like apparently the details were kind of vague, but they're gonna like maybe re-release some like classic Fantasy Flight games?
Oh, I did not.
Yeah, that's like what it sounded like.
Interesting.
So like if they bring back like Runebound, not the ones with IPs that have expired.
Yeah.
And they already have Unfathomable, right? Which is
which
Battlestar-ish. Yeah, it's basically the same. But yeah, like if they bring back Runebound, if they bring back like Descent that isn't bad, spoilers for my opinion on Legends of the Dark.
I liked Legends of the Dark for a second, and then I think I got to like the last 2 missions, and I'm like, I don't want to play this anymore.
But wait, but Seth, you could have gone into the app and bought a spear upgrade that would have given you plus 0.1% of getting a stun when you attack people. You don't want that?
That's true. I could have. I also could have read through the mediocre story with the horrific, ugly art.
Yeah, like the weird elf-looking dude. And,
yeah. They all look like meth addicts. I mean, I know I'm from Missouri, so I guess I should expect that.
But Seth, they had an exciting story about cultists trying to summon a dark god. That's never happened in any Fantasy Flight property ever.
As we talk about Arkham Horror, the card.
That's right.
Yeah, and then Act 2, I was like, wait, it's the same game.
Oh my
tried.
God. Oh man, they sent me a copy back too, and I was playing it. And they, I know the 3D terrain is beautiful.
It is.
It's also very annoying to deal with. And then they were like, "Hey, you know what? You know that 3D terrain you didn't really like dealing with, Mike. Now it's 4 stories tall. You got to stack it on top of it." I'm like, "Oh, this game."
I know, and you're a lot nicer than I am. Like, I've tamed up over the years, but man, if I really don't like a game, it's like, I'm not making any friends anytime soon. With this, but that's why I also, it's like I'm not paid by anyone.
Yeah, right.
So even if I was paid, it's like, well, guess I'm not getting any more money from them. But yeah, it's. I mean, it'd be exciting to see new fans like old Fantasy Flight stuff. I
Oh
think
yeah.
Runebound second edition was on the right track. Third edition was not it.
I loved second edition. Third
Yes.
edition was like, I didn't really like
It's
the
like, what
Pog
is with
thing.
this weird Pog system.
Second
It's
edition
getting
was
weird.
like wacky gloriousness. Talk about like
Yes.
broken builds. Like I get this item and this skill, and I can blast any monster. Like, oh, it was so fun.
Exactly. So it would be exciting because I mean, Fantasy Flight was at their like peak year, like I guess 15 years ago now.
Yeah.
And it's so many games, and now you look and you're like, yeah, it's Arkham, Marvel Champions, and Star Wars Unlimited.
And a little bit of Lord of the Rings,
Oh,
but
and
still in
Lord of the
print.
Rings, yeah. They got IPs and which
Yep.
are great. Again, well, I love Arkham and Marvel Champions. The other two I don't really care about, but yeah, like here's hoping. Here's hoping.
Yep. Well, apparently
All
you
right.
don't love Marvel Champions enough to put it on your top 10 campaign games because that sort of has campaigns.
You know,
Sort of.
yeah, in the same sense as I guess as Arkham Horror the card game, but I guess it doesn't really have a narrative. I thought
It
about
has like the
Marvel
comic book pages. It's
It is.
narrative
It's basically
ish.
to me, it's you play 5 games of Marvel Champions in a row.
Yes.
So
yeah, and you like sort of get cards added. It's definitely the least
Yeah.
campaignish campaign you can get. Basically,
I'm actually redoing the campaigns. I'm starting this thing called Marvel Mondays, and
Oh, nice.
every Monday so I started with Rise of Red Skull, and then I just finished the Galaxy Guardians, and I was like,
Yep.
God, Roland, this is busted. No one's beaten him. Like it was not even close. And I'm randomizing the heroes.
Oh, okay, that's
So
cool.
I have them all on a wheel. So I'm like, and so for that campaign, it was Vision and Drax. It wasn't even close. Like I was like, well, okay, whatever. Moving
Well,
on.
definitely those precons are not made equal, so that makes sense.
That is true, and I am doing precon, so that might be why. All right, Mike. I know this is the first time we've ever met. If you had to guess what my number one would be, you have kind of mentioned it in passing, and it made me sad that you didn't love it.
Let's see. You said you didn't like KDM at first, but then you. Oh, I said I didn't love it. Oh.
Yeah, I will give you a hint. It is related to another game on your list. Anyone who's watched my channel definitely should know 100% what my number
Here, give me
one
a second.
is.
Give me a second. Aeon Trespass Odyssey?
Aeon Trespass Odyssey.
I know. I like Aeon Trespass Odyssey a lot. I just
But
said
you
that.
like Kingdoms Forlorn better, which is such a drastic
I said very specifically why I like Kingdoms
I know.
Forlorn better.
I know. I'm giving you a hard time.
Also, in his defense, Kingdoms Forlorn has like one rule book that's not very clear. Let's be honest.
Oh, the rulebook is awful.
Yeah, but I can read that one rule book and vaguely know how to play even against like demon and dragon level creatures. Aeon Trespass Odyssey, I get to Act 2, and I'm like learning like 18 new rules and 50 new
true.
keywords.
That is
Which is
true,
awesome.
but-
By the way, it's also amazing, but it's like, oh my God, all this new stuff
Yes.
they're doing.
But to counter that point, you stay within one cycle for a long time.
Well,
so you
yes.
know those rules.
Absolutely.
Kingdoms Forlorn has 20 different enemies, which are all amazing, the ones I've played. But if you don't run across those until they're level 3,
Yes.
now you're immediately overloaded. With
Yeah, Aeon Trespass Odyssey, you get very used to
Yes.
what are they called? The
the
cyclone,
systems or the cycles.
the 100-armed dudes,
Yes.
Hecatoncheires. You get used to them.
Hecatons. But there's also a caveat to that where if you are not vibing with a cycle or you don't like a particular, because we in cycle 2 hated one of the bosses, and it's like, sorry, this is one of the 3.
This is one of the ones you'll fight over and
Yeah.
over and over again. Yeah.
But man, like this game, I will say, Into the Unknown, Marson specifically as a designer, I might be breaking any type of bridges. for some reason he has this weird hate boner for KDM. Like Aeon ATO comes out with a bigger white box and they throw shade at KDM, and I was like, are you like an ex-employee or something?
But wait, I mean, they're so inspired by KDM. Why do they hate
are,
it? They're
but
literally
okay,
using like 70% of its
it's 100% a rip
mechanics.
from it, but they
Right.
have such jabs. Like I just did the demo for 12 Sins of Heracles, just as a throwaway video with a buddy of
Yeah.
mine. You literally fight the Lion Eater, and as your first, and in the art, it's an impaled white lion on its spike. I think it's hilarious, but I'm playing with my friend who loves KDM, and he's like, "What the hell?" And at level 3, the Lion Eater gets a no ground fighting ability, which is a thing of the White Lion has a card called ground fighting, and
But
I'm
but
like,
can you chop off the testicles of the Lion
no,
Eater?
no,
Well,
not I know.
case closed. Which
That's
game is
true.
better?
That's true. I will say ATO does not have really sexy like wife or child breeders, child bearers.
They don't have penises all over every creature, which is one reason I can show it to my kids more easily.
That's true. Yeah, it is. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the world of Caden. I've actually talked at length at 2 Gen Cons ago with Adam.
Mm.
No surprise, he's not a fan of Into the Unknown.
Yeah, I
like,
can imagine.
I
I don't know what Pooch would be a fan of besides his own game, honestly.
that's
Like,
true.
what does he play anything besides KDM?
He
And
probably
like,
doesn't have
just
the time,
he just drinks liquid, rage as he plays.
right? As he digs into KDM.
That's right.
But yeah, what was it? Oh yeah, but I kept asking him. I'm like, man, you need to make a lore book or something because I love the
Mm,
KDM lore. However, Aeon Trespass Odyssey to me does everything better. Dice mitigation with
yep,
that dual double-edged sword fate upgrade.
yep,
And
yep.
again, Kingdom Forlorn has all this too in a much nicer sense because you have a heat that does the same thing, but it actually cools down.
Yes.
Um, yeah, ATO is very, very punishing, but it has that same sense of like you play as Argonauts, but they kind of Evangelion
Yeah.
link into the Titans. So when the Titans die, it's like, oh well, whatever, we'll just go capture another one.
No, man, not when it's the special, like,
That's true.
souped up was. That sucks.
It is, yeah. But then you just Sisyphus tier it, and then you're like, we won.
Well, yes. Okay.
Which
Is
is
that
how
what you do? You use the Sisyphus tier, but you just skip the entire second fight?
100%.
Yeah. No, with that
Yeah.
house rule, I'm with you.
In fact, like we flub rolls nonstop. It's a running joke on my series where if we don't get a die result that you want, but it slightly knocks into a mini, it's like,
Oh, yeah,
that was
it doesn't count. It doesn't
interference.
count. It doesn't count.
Interference, re-roll it, but we don't do it if it's a result we do like.
That's
It's
right.
like, so not all things are created equal, but yeah, I love it's a tried and true system. Never hated KDM for its combat system.
Oh,
It's
definitely not.
amazing.
Well,
I
and
love
also the biggest addition I think they had is the the heating up or whatever they want to call
the
it.
inverted
How
paradigm system is what.
Dude, shut up. Why do you know that? Oh man, all their acronyms. Into the Unknown needs to get over their acronyms. That's not
It's
good.
so wild.
But yeah, but despite the name being the dumbest ever, it's a great system because, like, Kingdom Death Monster has the opposite. It has the inverted your leg got cut off system where you
Yes.
can't move anymore. Oh, you're blind now. Have fun fighting.
Yes.
Whereas, Aeon Trespass and Kingdoms Forlorn, you
Like,
you
the
go
more
crazy
you
and it's
wound-
awesome.
Yeah, the more you wound the enemy, the more pissed they get.
But also,
whereas
you getting awesome is the part I'm talking
the more
about.
damage you get, and it's like I love that dual edged, that double edged.
Because it is such a, going back to Dark Souls, it is such a boss battler trope
Yes.
to have the enemies get crazy. By the way, that's how I am in real life fights. If you punch me a lot and I'm like half dead, I get stronger and a red glow surrounds me. It's very weird. But I can't think of anything really besides like Aeon Trespass Odyssey and Kingdoms Forlorn that has the players kind of going through a similar system, and it's so damn cool.
No, I 100% agree. And like while KDM system is a lot more thematic, hey, I cut off your leg, you can't run.
Yes.
I have said I've been doing my channel for 10 years, which I mean, is what it is. But I've always said theme does not make good. Oh, it doesn't always make good game mechanics.
Absolutely.
So it's like you are just always feel like ATO is so meticulously balanced, which is some people they might not like. Like
Sure.
you are gonna get the items and equipment when they want you to get it. You are gonna fight this enemy right when they want you to, and you're gonna get the tech right when you need it. So whereas Kingdoms Forlorn is way more modular in the
Yeah.
sense that it's not quite as balanced, but
Yeah.
ATO just I mean, and its narrative is immaculate.
Yeah.
With thank God with for not foreteller but actual audio voice acting that to me sounds like the narrator from Dark Crystal. I was like I feel like I heard this guy before. Uh, yeah, the cycles are amazing. I cannot wait for 12 Sins of Heracles. Um,
Yeah, I gotta see if they're gonna send that to me. We
wow, how
did a preview
nice.
for it, but how many
How
years ago
nice
was
to
it?
get the full thing that I paid $900 for.
Wait, Sids of Heracles by itself is $900?
It might have been I don't know how much actually all of it
No,
was.
dude, come
I
on, it can't be that
blindly
much.
play. I can pull it up exactly how much I paid for, but it's all 4 seasons.
Oh,
It's
that's right. There's
not
more.
just
Oh
it's
man,
summer
never mind. I
slash
don't want
spring.
it anymore. I don't want it anymore.
Yeah, my understanding is each one is like almost like the equivalent of a core box.
Oh my
Is
God, never mind.
it's
I thought
insane.
it was the smaller Jaws of a Lion version of
It
Aeon Trespass.
well actually there's a guy who actually I have a friend on Discord. He does really awesome corrections on my videos. I think he actually told me kind of what each season is supposed to be. Maybe it's like half a core box, which
Okay.
is still like is a cycle and a half of content.
Oh my gosh, man.
But their writing is immaculate. I love the adventure system that they have. As
Yeah, yeah.
you and I were kind of talking about the difference between the Delve phase in Kingdoms Forlorn, which is oh god, it's so bad.
It's
it's
fine. You
it's
get through it.
it's like but then in ATO it's you move from tile to tile. I think the biggest difference, and don't get me wrong, I love Kingdoms Forlorn
Well,
so
I
much.
mean, go ahead, but I think the movement from tile to tile in ATO is terrible.
I think it's quick. That's the
It
thing.
is quick,
That's the
but
thing
here's the
is
thing. See, it reminded me too much of Seventh Continent and Seventh Citadel, and I was like, oh, a game where the tiles actually matter, and I need to like learn where things are. ATO is like, yeah, none of these tiles really mean anything. Okay, this quest needs a city. What's a city you're near? That's the one. There it is, because we don't know where the hell you are.
that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, I think it was more of a sense of in ATO. I feel like I'm actually making constant progression, and
Sure,
this
sure.
aligns more to my recording system. When I'm done playing ATO after recording for 10 hours, I made progress in this
Yeah,
cycle.
you got a huge
A-
map laid out. Absolutely.
yeah, after doing the same thing in King of Forlorn, it's like we played for 10 hours and got through one night's quest. Like that's it. Man, there's 5 more of these to go. But
Sure.
the loot system in ATO I think works way better.
Oh, it's great.
Although
Well, I mean that one's pretty much straight out of uh Kingdom Death Monster, and it's great.
yes.
Like,
Well, actually, 12 Sins of Heracles is even closer
oh,
to
is
it.
it?
Well, unless they've changed it. I don't know how old the demo is, but when you kill an enemy, on the back of their sheet is actually almost like a KDM location,
Oh,
and it's like, hey, here are the items you can build from this monster
interesting. Okay, okay.
ATO has that tech tree system
Yeah,
where my friend who I'm playing this with, he hates the tech tree system because it's like half the time you never know where you could build, and then you have to fight the enemy enough to be able to get. Yeah, hey, you need to kill a level 3 hecaton to unlock this tech. All right, now here's what you can do that's specifically geared to fight that monster, but it might not even be good. So again, if anyone's curious, I have a comparison video between ATO and Kingdoms Forlorn, where my friend and I kind of talk about the pros and cons of both. But man, it's like I love fantasy. Like I like sci or fantasy over sci-fi any day. I love gothic fantasy a lot, but I really like this kind of pseudo sci-fi Greek
well, I
mythology.
love Greek mythology. I teach mythology, so
Oh, yeah, well then it's
like
right up
the
your
fun
alley.
little crossovers are awesome.
So you
Like
probably know
the
exactly what they're talking about when they mention some type of ship I've never heard of, and I was like, I have to look up what they're talking about, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's a dinghy. That's what they're in, but it's something completely accurate to Greek mythology lore that I
Well,
have
and
no
even
idea.
the they're called hecatons, but the full thing is hecatonchires. Those are it's like 50-headed, 100-armed creatures that were in Tartarus with the Titans, and
That's
they
cool.
they rebelled against the Titans and helped the Olympian gods to take them down when Kronos was sealed away. Yeah, it's fun
Damn.
stuff.
Yeah, so you're probably way because I have to look all that up because it's like I've played God of War. That's like
Yeah,
the
yeah, there you
extent of
go.
my Greek mythology. I have like a very surface level understanding, but anytime they're actually using real stuff, I'm like, I have never heard this before. In fact, I had someone correct me on how one of the characters' names was pronounced. Because it was like a hard K instead of the way I was
Oh, okay,
originally
interesting.
pronouncing it. And I was like, interesting. But yeah, this game, I mean, I love the choice matrix that they have from cycle to cycle. That feels like it matters. It it just really hits. And I mean, it's a 10 out of 10 game for me. I've had a lot of those on this. That doesn't mean I think it's perfect. I'm blindly like, oh no, there's nothing wrong with it. It just means that the things I find wrong with it are so minor that I overlook them, but it's still a 10 out of 10. Um,
Yeah, and I actually I like the BGG rating system, how it's supposed to be used, where a 10 is like a game I really want to play like anytime, and I
yes.
don't think that'll ever change. Like I'm not gonna not like stop liking this game.
Yeah, that's kind of how I rate it. Is like five. I mean, their five is like, yeah, take it or leave. That's exactly it. It's an average game. One is, wow, this really awful
Yeah.
shouldn't actually be made. So yeah. And I'm only in cycle two, like because Kingdoms Forlorn came out, and I was like, okay, we'll put this on pause.
But
We'll
now you're
wait.
pausing it and going
Now we're
back to
pausing that.
8TO.
Nope, we're going to Dante.
Oh, Dante. Dante's pretty good. I think you'll like
Yeah.
Dante.
So I'm like, dang it, but yeah. And my friend just got done painting the cycle three thing, and so I cannot wait to hop back in.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that is my favorite campaign game. So we had what, two crossover?
Now if you count the honorable mentions, we had three.
Fate Forge,
Arkham, Fate
Tainted
Forge, and
Grail.
Tainted Grail.
Oh yeah, Arkham. Okay, cool. We did have three. Nice.
We called
Awesome.
it.
Nice. Well, Mike, thank you so much for I know we went over our original time. That was I knew we would. I'm very long-winded. I don't know how you do it where you're 5 and 5.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I ended up talking a lot too, so it's all good.
But yeah, thank you so much for doing this with me. I couldn't think of a better person to do a top 10 campaign games with. Um if in case anyone is watching this who doesn't know, if you want to do a plug for your channel, feel
Oh,
free.
sure. Yeah, so One Stop Co-op Shop, we're on YouTube. We cover solo and cooperative games and like solo modes for competitive games. Reviews in the 5 minute format that Seth mentioned and playthroughs. And then we also have a weekly podcast, me and my co-designer Peter. We've designed a bunch of games together. And we switch off. We have a review week where we review a game, and then we have a design week where we discuss a design element and like kind of talk about designing games with that element that's related to the game we reviewed the previous week. So, yep, check us out. And I'm not really on socials, but we have our own Discord, so you can come say hi there.
Nice. Awesome. Well, that's it, everyone. That is our top 10 campaign games of all time. Let us know what you think of these games in the comments below and what your favorite campaign games are. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.